first game of our first best of 3 to Exort. I mean, he's got great Cataclysm combos, right? Faceless Void and the Mars. Boxy gonna be in trouble here. First blood available. Slowed down by the Sprout and the Blood Grenade, and he's gonna be caught and killed. Puppy will take that first blood.
That's really good for Secret. This is not a lane I expected them to get aggressive on and take those kills down, but Time Dilation's gonna do it, and Puppy straight in the top lane is gonna make his presence felt on both side lanes here. This is exactly what we saw from him in that other Furion game. I think he's find a random Boxy. Again, struggling to find the gain connections here.
Oh, he managed to get a 2 minutes done with Nisha right there, but the Tornado's going to be able to intercept the Rolling Thunder. Now reset, gets it off and hits Yamich once. He's going to bounce over to mid one as well. Trying to finish up Yamich so Insani can help him with the kill on mid one. It looks like they've got him both dead to rights. Double kill for Nisha. Now that doesn't give the big boost right away, but it is going to come into play here as they come in from behind. A sneaky kill onto Puppy here. Swashbuckle, not quite getting it, but finally Soul Assumption is there, but now he's been caught by the arena as the rotation comes from Boom, securing a trade-off in kills. Chrysalis comes in from behind, catching Boxy out as well. They'll be able to get 2 for 1. Once and
get counterplay open. And yeah, I mean, this is the forced move, right? Like, Saberlight needs this tower down to control the aggressive jungler, and it's what the Blast is designed to do. But again, the turnaround,
he do a lot of damage, breaking through his armor so damn quickly, and he just dies. Not even the armor from the Lich could save him, and Puppy doesn't go down easily, especially with the lack of mana. That Diffuser Blade stops doing damage, and a beautiful chrono. Chrysalis was already gonna feast on by cleaning it up, but the 3-man Chronosphere secures it. Would have been best. He's catching that Monkey King, who has been kind of slowly anyway. Got him with the spear into the arena. Beautiful setup. Now that Sunstrike's not going to do that much damage with this much follow-up. Maybe they can still finish him off. They need more damage, but it's just not coming. And Mickey is getting the lifesteal out of this because Nisha has completely caught the back line with the Rolling Thunder. Mickey, he'll just start lifestealing off of Puppy.
Nowhere to run.
And eventually get that kill. Incineration during night.
Yeah, this item's seen fast. Anti-synergy. He always wants to be near trees, but
yeah, that is a little weird.
You know, hands out. They get a backstab on the supports here from both teams.
Nisha thought about looking for more, but better that he doesn't right now. Oh, Boxy a little bit of whiff there.
He's invincible.
Yeah, you can't touch him mid one. He's gonna drain more mana. You got what? The arena and Chronosphere. This Lion is a goddamn threat. They have to stop him apparently. Spear comes up through. Beautiful stuff. Hits Nisha and pins him to the wall, but he got off the shield crash. That'll protect him for now with Mickey coming through the Wukong's command. They'll feast on some wards here. Get some extra gold off of that.
Yeah, they did kill Boxy.
They've got him.
By the way, 7th death for him. He has really struggled to stand there and...
Yeah, Yamich is also not having the most fun in this game either. Both got 4 positions are just being tackled by the enemy team in these 3 4-man ganks. Juan burned out of mana.
Nice move.
Get the kill over to Saberlight.
And as the Pango and the Monkey are... They both feel pretty tanky, especially if the Wukong's up.
I guess that's where the Maelstrom feels quite nice on Faceless Void nowadays, is trying to protect their Wisdom Rune. Nisha hops in a little bit too late to stop the Wisdom Rune being gone, but if they could kill Mid-Wan, that would be worth it. Coming in, here. Locking down the Vistage and the Birds very nicely. See if Saberlight is going to live through this one. He actually has the shard, so he's going to be okay for now. In that stone form, Nisha in the back line, so his Rolling Thunder ran out. Yamich caught him with the disables, but Mickey to the rescue. Kills Yamich, takes away those disables, and now they're out of damage. But once again, farm the wards after winning a fight. It is risky, though. You never know when Team Secret might just decide, let's take 5 to, you know, one of these side lanes or defend.
And there's a second dust.
Got him this time. Tornado cannot come out in time. Pretty powerful.
It almost feels like you get the Chronosphere off before the Wukong, you're pretty happy, but if the Wukong goes out and you have to take a fight by going in with Chronosphere while the Wukong's just there, maybe killing somebody else.
Pulling it back in with the spear. This is the pickup. Oh, Mickey got off his BKB. No more disables were left. They're trying to fight through it, but it's just not enough. They are lacking the damage to fight through that BKB, and now Secret's in trouble. Oh, he went back in. Got him inside the Chronosphere. Gets that kill. Finally picks up that beyond godlike streak. Chrysalis now going to try and run down more. Puppy being targeted by Nisha right now inside of its own Sprout. Will end up falling. Chrysalis is the image now trying to get out after the buyback coming up from Boxy. Got to get away from these disablers.
Remember, he has no BKB here.
He gets spotted. He's probably dead, but if he stays... He
went into the bird.
No, he went into the bird.
Wait, no stun?
But no stun. The bird didn't drop in time. Oh, and boom, gives the tip over to Saberlight.
It was almost like that leap was...
Smoked up, not sitting inside the pit waiting for that Roshan.
Look at all the summon scouting.
Trying to catch Secret as they push out towards the pit, not finding anything though. Between the familiars and the treants and everything else, Saberlight, he's gonna cut through now. They have an idea. Nisha immediately popping the Rolling Thunder, but Team Secret, if they could just get out away from all this one, it's a big ultimate down, but he did get picked up once on Chrysalis, and Puppy's gonna be caught on the high ground there, spotted by the familiars. Nisha still rolling around, still trying to slow down these heroes, rolls up a little bit longer, and now Mickey's gonna come in.
They're all stuck in it.
They have the arena, but they're stuck inside the Wukong command. Chrysalis gonna be able to get away over the side, has that Chronosphere on it too, with Cataclysm coming in. He finished off the Pango. Can't go for Mickey though. They have to leave him behind. Meanwhile, well, Yamich does what he can, but he's throwing away his life to try and stall up these heroes and let his cores get out of here. Still trying to get it though. They have the Tornado, finishes off Boxy, slows down the rest of these heroes, just trying to get Boom out of here.
Yeah, the kiting. A problem. This Rolling Thunder duration is nasty. They have no control for it, so they will catch Mickey without it.
It would be amazing if they could blow him up. They have the Nullifier to be able to take away that armor with the meatball right on top, and they'll finish him up.
What were you doing there?
Team Liquid, they would have taken that Roshan. There was no Chronosphere to be able to contest this, but now without their carry, they're going to be run down. Insania is the first one to fall. Saberlight is able to get away thanks to his Aghanim Scepter.
And finally, Secret will try and get a Tormentor of their own.
Yeah, they didn't get it when it spawned at 20.
I don't know what this attempt is. It looks pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, no!
I mean,
come on, guys.
I feel like that one was not hard to read.
No.
That was not going to work at all.
We saw it coming a mile away.
Also, he's dead for 80 seconds.
Oh my god.
That's not like, oh, your support died for 30. That is an 80-second mid player off the map. That was his dieback. No cage for the lid.
Little cage.
Okay. He just wants the armor, I guess, because I don't know if the physical damage coming out is that high as they get a catch.
Beautiful pickup on the big game. They can finish him off the Cataclysm, and they're going to use the Chronosphere.
Now, can Liquid take this fight just off of Nisha's firing power and I guess the mana drain?
Yeah, mana drain. John walks away, jumps back in. Yamich now going to run interception as he gets some disables in. Mid one's here as well. Trying to control up these heroes as much as possible. Nisha's almost finished off Moon by himself. Trying to dodge the swashbuckle, but he gets the blink away.
And now you're
he comes back in with a nullifier. Aeon Dead will remove some of that disable, but it's not going to last for long. As Pangs comes out, another swashbuckle over way to the side.
This Pango, man.
Trying to get away from Chrysalis while they're going for mid one on the side. Saberlight, his damage is amping up on the mid stage, and now they got the disable. Boxy going for Saberlight. Linkage protects him once. He's trying to keep his distance. The Visage Familiars are dropping on him. He's got Yamich and Puppy joining him now. They're going to go. Got him with the Hex. Can they finish him off? They need to be able to get one more hit. He got him in time. But at the same time, Chrysalis can't fight against the damage of the Visage. Saberlight will be able to stand tall while the rest of his cores fall, and he will help deliver the kills to wipe Team Secret. Step down.
I mean, that's the shield rune Pango, though.
Yeah, the shield rune Pango's gonna be tough to be able to fight through, and he slipped in the Aeon Disc as well. And oh no, the stun came out onto Boom right as he was trying to get the nullifier onto the Pango. Now his BKB is gonna be wasted, and now the Faceless Void is being controlled up as well. Oh, this is looking really, really bad for Team Secret. Cataclysm goes out, no follow-up to it whatsoever. They're gonna leave Boom behind as everybody else get out.
Fox is not even dead. Oh, he gets sprouted. No, crowded.
No! The Siphon!
He's too powerful.
No, the creep died! The Siphon ran out because the creep died. Chrysalis is gonna
He has no mana.
Away, but he's running out of mana. He only has so much more to be able to work with. The Meatball's gonna come down, but the Invoker's already dead.
He's get the hell out.
But he's low, and Insania actually right in front of him. Now comes out Arena.
Turn around.
Here, that's pretty nice. Today with some of the buybacks, though. They have to control these heroes. Oh, he got bumped out of the Chronosphere. That's okay. He's still controlled up, and he'll still die. No, rolled up for a second. No, okay, he does go down, but at the same time,
buyback from Nisha.
He needs help. He's all out of mana. Somebody give him some mana. He's gonna die like this.
Nisha is back, and that means you need to get the hell out right now. Do you have buybacks on Secret? You have Crystallises, you have the Shaman, but nothing for mid one here. And without a Chrono,
he gets pulled back in by the Hurricane Pike. Sure, Crystal's buybacks, but without a Chronosphere, what does it really matter?
Refresh from Nisha.
He rolls it up, force staff. It's only going to do
no time walk.
But he disables the tie back there, and that's just it. Nobody has buyback on the side of Secret. Puppy, the captain, will be the last to go. Last to go with the ship. He will fall, and that's going to be GG. Team Liquid take game one.
What a performance here from all three cores on Liquid at various points in that game. Mickey carried this last fight with over 13,000 damage, locking heroes down in the Wukong. Man, that lion was annoying, dude. Like, I don't know if it's...
You are correct.
It is a little ironic that we had a broken headset, you know?
You know, maybe after that game one, tensions got a little high in the secret back room, started to do a little headset monitor flinging, you know what I'm saying? But I think Saberlight's getting a lot down here. 15-5 on the Slaughter to 14-2 for Nostalgic. He is suffering and might is he dead with the blood grenade.
Yeah, they actually kill him instead of the Razor killing Slaughter. This is going to be terrible for Team Secret. His damage is all being taken away, and he doesn't have the bashes, but Boxy's got the damage instead. First blood goes to him.
I don't think Yamich can fight this, man.
He's gonna have to give up his life. An attempted wisdom root. He does manage to get away from him. Mickey will probably collect the kill, though.
Yeah, is that worth? I actually don't know if that's worth, because the Slark gets a stack. He gets extra solo XP. Honestly, might have it at a decent time here.
I mean, he's gonna have to do some heavy lifting on damage the way that this Razor game is going so far. Soulbind, Boxy marching up solo here. Does have the help coming in from Mickey soon. Gotta start retreating. Mickey. Oh, backstab from Saberlight. Beautiful play by him. Finally making his face show up in some other lane, and it nets them 2 kills for his effort.
Gets a free 2-hero backstab. He's gonna have a very fast blink here. Just feels unstoppable. I mean, I guess this is why this hero was #1 banned.
Oh no, Mid1 not able to get the jump over to the orb. Controlled up for too long, has to use the silence down, but now the urn hits him with a cold snap on top, and that's easily a kill for Nisha.
Radiance off the Brewmaster, punishing overextension.
Chase down, trying to get off the ultimate. Oh man, 30 HP.
Didn't get, you know, chain stun off the cold snap. Very
Boxy.
play.
Oh my God, Boxy. He's going to try and get the shot onto him right as he comes back. He doesn't even need to hit him with a shot initially. Slows him down and gets the finish.
I don't think they're thinking about doing it early.
The crush, almost bursting him down in time. The Soulbind's going to keep him at bay a little bit here. Mid1 can't jump to his orb in time. It wasn't going to go far enough anyway. Just too much damage too quickly for the puck to be able to operate with.
They're gonna go more.
12 Saberlight. Yeah, that alacrity combined with the Spartar's burst to the bash against a hero with no armor.
Like, this is like Boom's strongest timing for a long while.
Difficulty is going to be finding enough heroes here. Swat's actually going to be used on Mickey. I'm not sure if that's what they actually want out of this. Insane is definitely dead, and Secret want to be able to find more fights. In fact, they've almost got him. Soulbind is controlling.
That's a really good one.
He got up his ultimate, but it's only going to last so long. The Plasma's field almost finishing him off, but they don't continue the chase. They go for the Invoker instead, who slips through the trees, but now he's got the Inkswell on him. Do they have the detection? Got him with the dust. Pull back in. Nice use of the Void Panda to push him right into the full team of Team Secret, and Saberlight now comes back in with Mickey, but with their Invoker already dead, and Mickey's in trouble. No ult. And here the Glimmer Cape buys him a little bit of time, but it's not enough.
Like, either he's initiating with the pokes off the Ags, or he's there to follow up on the Sparta clutch.
Oh, he'll be right in the mix. They actually got the clutch onto the Razor. So, yeah, the pick off on Over is great, but a kill onto the Chrysalis Razor is so much bigger for Liquid.
Perfect smoke. You get a high ground ward, you get a really good angle. Secret just, I mean, Puppy's expecting it, but the crush on the back line just seals the fate for Chrysalis. It'll be a daytime fight, so no Slark vision, but you have Hex on Nisha to start the fight off. Something that can surprise Secret here, and you have the Ags finish for Saberlight on the Slaughter, so if he goes in, he's going to be way tankier than last time. But it's all about the lead off.
And one breaks it. Jump in from Saberlight. Doesn't get it. Immediately pounce in to follow that one up. But they got the Slark as double lane. This is perfect for Chrysalis. Oh, he's going to be able to up with the so much damage. This out. They're turning around. The physical damage is too much. Chrysalis got to get out of here. Back into his death. Too much for him to handle, even with the damage being drained away from Mickey and Saberlight. It's not good enough, and Secret start crumbling around the pit now. Boom still has his ultimate out here, and he'll try and collect. Oh no, there's that Hex, and the puck is in trouble, but the pounce didn't quite get there to follow it up. Mickey needs to be able to, oh no, Coil only latching onto the Invoker. Mickey's still okay for now. Gotta be careful of that silence. Mid1 cannot get caught by a single disable, otherwise he's gonna die here, and almost gets hit. The fear here, it's maybe what doesn't know. He ups away to his orb just in time. Saberlight almost gets him. Meanwhile, Boom is going to be the offlaner. This gets brought down, is eventually back into his full form. We got Nisha. He actually managed to get Nisha. Min1 stays alive and gets a kill. It's the only good thing in that fight for Team Secret, as everything else goes the way of Liquid. Going to be playing in some way to their own advantage. They didn't have to use any buybacks in that last team fight, so this is going to be an incredibly tough fight for Team Secret, but maybe they feel like this is an all-in. They have to do something here. Silence though keeps on landing onto the puck. The Soulbind, sure, but The puck is already caught and killed, and Chrysalis has already seen that Soulbind isn't good enough for him to just charge headlong into this Slardar. He'll chop it down pretty quickly. Glyph is going to go out immediately. Saberlight looking for an entrance, does find it. Yamich dies in an instant. Now they jump on a boom as well. Thanks to the side, they're going to be able to burn him out of the mana thanks to the MP. He has a little bit more, but he has no chance to be able to pop his ultimate. Crystal's going to come too late. Tornado intercepts them, so no real rebuttal from Team Secret. That's just going to be a lane of barracks guaranteed for Liquid, it seems.
It's going to be a lot here as Yamich dies again.
Oh, dive. Yamich, that is terrible for them to be able to have. The coil is there. They're going to be able to take the first life away from the Slark.
Yeah, but that Link was not the Link. Crystals needs to commit into the fight. So
yeah, 19 damage stolen.
Just going to be a Rax, and they're going to linger.
Yeah, Roshan's up, but
right, now you have to force it.
They do have this amplify damage on mid one. He's going to do a lot here. Doesn't get hit by the fear shot. Good face shift. It'll leave him a little bit awkward as he gets inside. There goes that force step, but Saberlight with a big entrance into the team fight. Went straight for Crystals. Got to swap back out. Breaking out that swap, and there goes Mickey right onto the Razor and finish him off. Just like that, Liquid take full control of the fight. Now they're just going to run down whoever's left. They don't lose anything for this. Well, okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Boom does manage to clean up that one kill on the support, but
Yamich came back in. He's going to die back here as mid one also goes down on the backside.
Wait, Chrysalis is getting a lot out of this one. He's managed to take down two of the cores. Problem is, Mickey's still up, and he is slicing and dicing through Chrysalis bit by bit. They do manage to take him down one time. Second life coming back up. Now the control of the Soulbind. They have what it takes to be able to get Mickey. Mid-one gets popped, has to buy back immediately, but they can't stop Team Liquid from retreating. Team Liquid are the ones to buy back. They want to try and end this game here.
Double buyback from them. This is all in. They did lose the Aegis. They still have two cheeses.
Trying to burst out the Earth Bandit, doesn't quite get it. Boom, back into play. Mickey jumps into this one. Problem is that they just can't get through this calling with all this other AoE. Fortunately, he's getting away, but no, he didn't run out now. Dead for 2 minutes. Crystal's barely able to survive. Boxy goes for him, trying to manage on some of those shots. Boxy eats the cheese, he stays alive, but Crystal's time is a problem. You can heal up as much as you want, but the Ancient is a problem that you cannot ignore, and he gets swapped back into his doom. Buys back immediately, but the glyph is now expired, and Liquid will end it 2-0. Over Team Secret.
Devastating amounts of late game damage coming through from this lineup. I mean, Boxy turning into that fourth core really just pushed it over the edge.
How the hell are you feeling?
Feeling great. You know, we've had a couple of series already with a patch. It's not much time still. You know, there's still a lot to figure out with this patch, and I'm keen to see how it affects these teams.
Highly based from Valve, by the way, Jonathan. Who cares about the pro players and how they feel it?
I feel like the Razor should be able to manage it in the first few levels, and then it becomes kind of a really tough time either way. But you can always protect yourself with a static link. So you have that to play with. You've got Crit with his threat of rotation as well, which can open up that tempo on the mid. I think the one difference is we tend to see Malrine go for the push.
Oh, bottom. Making, he's already gone. First blood to go the way of Saberlight, and it's a Visage combination. Skidder has not been too much, but they are going to try and jump in now. Snaking going to ensure that Boxy cannot go for the dead shot or the calling, though Snaking could find himself in a bit of danger trying to go for that 3-minute timing on the Lotus. He does not end up getting away with it. Snaking in huge trouble, but Boxy now being turned on, and both of them will go down at the same time as Skidder going to try and go after Saberlight for a bit more damage. Skidder cutting through the tree line. Saberlight taking a fair bit of damage. One more hit will do it.
There
She does find it. Three heroes here from Falcons, though. They might be able to set up on Boxy or Saberlight. Saberlight obviously the primary target, and in fact they are going to move in. Ensnare will lock him down. They'll drop the calling for the silence, but I do not believe it is going to help. Saberlight is down. Is Boxy? Oh, he's not going to make it. That is unfortunate.
Naga is already
Saberlight.
to the Manta.
Look at this, they're just cutting him off as well. They're not letting him get towards the tier 1 tower to try and defend. I love this play from Falcons. They know how important this Visage is to the side of Liquid as they do jump in again. Crit is going to get the shards up to lock him in, but the TPs are coming. Crit dropping low, but Saberlight is gone. Now Mickey trying to move in, but he does not have level 6. Mickey's in trouble. Mickey is looking pretty dead to me as he does go down. ATF is by himself at the moment of the DK, trying to push out the top tier 1 tower. Mickey going to pop the time dilation. In goes Nisha. Dragon Tower will be there, but it should not help ATF that much. ATF surely is just going to die. As Nisha
forced them to play more conservatively.
Chrono, top lane, they are going to try and defend. ATF going to cop the Chrono as now Nisha does move in, and it seems as though ATF once again will be punished for sticking around. So Liquid do indeed decide. Bottom lane, Mickey, does he know? It doesn't seem like he does, though. He is trying to look towards retreating towards the tier 2 tower. Swap is there. Boris punch out as well. Mickey, he'll pop the chrono. He does find 3 targets with that. The team is incoming. Mickey, they weren't too fast to begin with. Mickey still alive, is eventually going to go down, but Nisha, he's going to try and trade, see if they can find an effective team fight as they do take 2 for their trouble. It seems as though Falcons for now retreating, but they're under vision. Oh, they are under vision of Team Liquid. This could be a very, very nasty team fight as Mickey does jump in, finds a 2-man chrono with a nice swap out. Snaking will save at least 1, but he cannot save ATF. In fact, he can't even save himself because he's been caught by Nisha. That'll be a 2-0 trade here for the side of Team Liquid.
Get that nice wrap.
Okay.
Smoke.
Bottom lane, they are having a look. The silence is there. They've got the Void silence up for now. The Snowball, though, not going to be within range in the ensnare. It does barely make it in time. In goes Nisha. Nisha wants to go for the fight. He's onto the Razor. Still Malrine fighting back for now. The Walrus punch out Nisha. He does go down. There is no armlet toggling when you're surrounded by that many units. Liquid not going to allow this one to go for free. Mickey going to move back in, trying to bait for his team. Is now Boxy moving forward, getting the vision. Starting out from ATF. They do want them Muerta dead. Silence is committed by Insania, but they do lose Boxy. That's a start here for Falcons. The buyback is out from Boxy, looking to come back towards his team. They do not want to allow Roshan to go the way of the Falcons for free, but the swap is out. Nisha forced to go for the fight. They go onto the bench, snaking. In huge trouble for Nisha. He's dropping low. He can't toggle. Chrono is out. They've caught the Tusk at the very least in snaking, but it's only support, and now the song comes out. Oh, Skidder. He's going to turn back around with the Saberlight, looking for the Visage, and it seems as though Saberlight, he'll go for the stuns, but how do you get out of this? You do not. Boxy, he will follow. That is a dieback on the Muerta. Okay, just going to go right into the corner and just hide in that area as Skidder. Still going to have a look through the northern side of the jungle, realizing that the camps have been farmed. And Mickey, he may just get caught. Right into the Naga, and they do just silence him up. The Void Mickey, he's looking like he has no chance to escape.
We're nowhere near that. It's been pretty stark.
ATF, he's going to find Nisha. Nisha going to just try and jump away, but still is in danger as the shot's going to lock them in. They still are okay, Nisha. Wants to go for the fight, does pop the BKB, but the Walrus punch is out and Nisha is down. And again, so is the whole side of Falcons. Snaking, he'll be the one to break the smoke. Mickey jumping in immediately. They just want to blow up one. The bench is dead immediately as now. They'll go for more. It seems like Crit is going to be the secondary target. Crit, he will eventually go down, though, snaking with the Remnant, swapping him out. Crit, he will survive. He'll eat the cheese up. It's that ATF now, moving in onto Nisha. There's your chrono committed. But do they have the damage? It seems like they just may, but no, the song comes out. And everything just stops as it seems as though the side of Liquid, they are out of gas here, John. They will try to continue the fight, but it is not looking too good for them. Malrine, he is taking a bit of damage here from Mickey. Perhaps he is set to fall. That is 1 life. Liquid, can they keep the fight up? Back onto the Razor they go, and it seems as though Falcons are going to let the Razor go down. They were not within range to make the jump in, so the Void will be able to make it out. Though Saberlight, not quite so lucky yet. Crit, he'll kick him back. The Visage in huge trouble. They'll force the fight anyway. Nisha trying to go for the fight, does get swapped out. And now the Chrono. Mickey, he'll find 2 targets. They'll take Crit down. The song does come out. Nisha, he will drop for this. Meanwhile, Malrine, he's going to Satanic up, and Mickey forced to just retreat him immediately as now the chase is on Falcons. They want to hunt this prey down. Insania goes to allow him to get away, but Mickey getting caught out, and the Void is gone.
Buybacks.
He's got no buyback available. As Falcons now smothering the side of Team Liquid. Looking to go for the jugular. Saberlight just going down slowly but surely. ATF looking for his next target. Might find Boxy, but Boxy at least able to TP away. But it's a 3v4 scenario. How do you defend? The tier 4s are basically gone. There's only 1 left and the Ancient will be exposed. And I think for Liquid, it's looking pretty rough.
And it is. A full minute. Not enough time.
Certainly is not. They are going to try 1 last time, but they've already caught Boxy out. The Muerta is down. Boxy, he'll buy back. The Ancient, exposed. Under siege. It's Liquid. Moving in. It seems as though Falcons, they are going to play conservatively. Maybe assuming the buybacks were available, they will not risk it. In fact, Skidder, he's still thinking about it. They do have Megas up, so there's no need to risk it. They'll jump in for the kickback onto Boxy, and Boxy, well, that'll be a dieback immediately from the Muerta. Still 30 seconds without your Void and your Husker. Sableye at least finding snaking here in the Visage. That's one down, but that's not really the big problem, and GG is called. GG is called. Falcons, they will be able to successfully take game number 1. And I'll tell you what, it was quite a smooth ride for them. John Liquid, I mean, there was a couple of great moments for him, but ultimately just not quite enough.
New items kick in our own game, but maybe now we will.
Yeah, can I just say I was absolutely revolted. Crystal Maiden did not get nerfed in the movement speed department again. Very, very sad to see. Hopefully next patch though, Ice Frog will rectify that mistake, Jonathan. We cannot have this hero moving.
Yeah, too often nowadays. The matchup against a Wind Ranger shouldn't be the best at top.
Yeah, Crit already being punished here by the side of Liquid as Boxy moving in early on. Crit trying to survive the best he can, but no, he is gone. And Liquid, a surprising initiation coming out. ATF though, looking for a trade, already onto Insania, and just look at the damage output. However, now ATF, he's also going to find himself in trouble, and he's gone!
Against Alchemist, Gyro doesn't do anything, so you're just farming as Amar again. Amar up top.
Oh, again, Amar being caught, the Sprout a little bit off the mark, but blocking the way. Oh, top, they're pinging at ATF again. This time though, Insania may have gone a little bit too early. Boxy is around the corner to help out if they wish, but Insania is dropping very low though. No, here comes Mickey. ATF just trying for the kill. Does get it, but it's going to cost his own life again.
Flash farming ready for our Alcon Skitter. You don't have those resources. The aggression from Liquid early on is just way too much. And again, throwing off this tempo, they'll try a little bit, but Saberlight's pretty damn tanky.
It feels like you're at the stage for the Omni Knight where you just can't really deal with him. As now Boxy moves in with the Sprout again, though. Snaking, able to run out for now. As now Skitter continuing onto the Omni. They really want the kill, but Saberlight, he's just such a tanky boy. And they'll find a double.
Malorine's nowhere near to try to help save.
They're still trying. They are still trying. Malorine does rotate and he does get the Omni Knight kill, but in the meantime, ATF ends up dying at the top lane. His 5th death of the game.
Not an easy one to pin down at the moment.
I say that, he's got a double damage now. So Nisha, he wants to move in with the focus fire. Snowball will come out from Malorine. Nisha in a very awkward position is going to get caught out by the looks of it as he does go down. Getting baited by the amplification rune. Zinsania also getting caught. 4 heroes in the mid lane to ensure they win that engagement. Holding onto these bounty runes. 3 bounties just standing there for snaking as he will take all 3 of them. Very, very patient with the take as Nisha. Move in, see if he can find himself a Gyrocopter kill. Does have the level 2 power shot if he can get enough damage out first. And snaking, well, he does have the raindrop, so will still remain safe. But here comes Mickey. That's 1 down. Mickey wants more. He's onto a mega kill streak already. Onto ATF they go. The Viper really has no way out of this fight, it seems, as they will try onto Mickey. Can they take him down? Mickey! Oh, he's gone.
Alchemist. Normally when you have that Alch, you'd want to be a good 2k up, 3k up with lots of stacks. You don't have that in this game.
You certainly don't, and Snaking right now, he won't have a life in this game as he is gone. Nisha with a nice rotation. In comes Malorine, but the Shackle is out. They'll hold the Tusk down. Snowball is there, back in onto the Wind Ranger. Here comes ATF, looking for some revenge against Liquid. It looks like they'll have the Wind Ranger, but they won't find anyone quite else. See if they can catch Saberlight with his pants down. The Saberlight, again, he's a pretty tanky target to try and go for, but they will jump in with the Walrus Punch. Saberlight taking about half his HP and worth of damage, and Saberlight is gone. Tanky or not, cannot sustain the damage output that came out from Falcons. Is now Liquid, trying to punish as best they possibly can. They'll find Crit first, but here comes Skitter. Skitter going to join the fray. They take down Boxy. They'll lose Crit, at least on the Shadow Demon, but Mickey trying to tank through it. Skitter, he's taking way too much damage. The shards are going to block the way from Nisha, but the power shot, it's going to fly through Skitter. He's still going to go for a run. It looks like he will make it out as Mickey is the one to go down. Meanwhile, Nisha gets stunned up, still sticking around by the Twin Gates, will go for the Shackle, but he's going to be so careful. Malorine, he's going to survive another day. Nisha really playing with fire now as the shards, it'll block the way. He has to go the other way now towards the west, and Nisha's been caught. Nisha still trying, but he is down. Meanwhile, Insania, he'll go for the freezing field. Is it going to be quite enough? It doesn't really seem like it. Though ATF might drop. Still trying to retreat Saberlight. He'll take him down. Skitter still around towards the Roshan pit he goes, but Roshan is on the other side of the map right now, so Skitter, he's got a deny point. Back Saberlight now. Saberlight might be the one in trouble. He'll heal up though, but in comes Crit's the real carry now. It seems as Crit is getting so many Shadow Poison stacks. He will.
And for Skitter to see these opportunities to play with the vision, going up and down the ramp, getting these nice unstable concoctions, and Dragon's fight to be longer than it should have been for Liquid. Like the BKB flying in right in time as well.
Getting caught live. He does have his help behind him if he needs it. Shackle not going to quite latch. Mickey maybe going a little bit too far. The punch is there, and Mickey is just the leader. As Nisha will follow right afterwards, and there goes Boxy. Falcons.
Mar?
Now is okay. Mickey or Nisha gonna find it. ATF, he could bait for his team though. He's by the T1 tower. Problem is ATF is dropping rather quickly, so he is down. Now the gyrocopter snaking. He is gone to boot by the looks of it, but he will survive a little bit longer. But it seems like he is down. However, Mickey is being controlled up by Skinner. Skinner will take him down as well. Saberlight could have a great way of coming back into this game. Number 2 is Malrine gets aggressive mid lane, is forced to snowbird back towards the creep wave. Is going to try and jump in on Mickey. Mickey though does get healed up here by Saberlight, and they want that 5. ATF needs to run. Skinner, I'm not sure this is what you wanted, sir. He'll try to back his way out of there with the stun being channeled up. Skinner is still on the run, but the stun lands. Oh my goodness. Mickey to take him down. Snaking, he'll be the next target. They might just lose 3, they might even lose 4. ATF will try to get out. That's the teleportation. Boxy will ensure there is no way out.
Equal net worth to Skitter. You don't have that item advantage to leverage on your Alk any longer. So they will try onto him.
Skitter's been caught. Disruption will save from crit, but Mickey looks like he wants to commit. Skinner, he's dropping snow down low. Skitter is gone. Mickey will go for more. ATF barely able to TP away. But you've lost the Alchemist. I'll tell you, and Snaking now. Well, Snaking, he could not get away either. Team Liquid finding even more value.
Malrine is smoked up.
Mickey into 3 heroes. He's still going to move in though. ATF, he will get stunned up. Mickey feeling like a bit of a Giga Chat though. He's taking a fair bit of damage, but Saberlight's right behind him. That's where the confidence comes from, because ATF, he's got no one to save him. He is without a BKB. He needs to save himself, and he looks like he is just dead. That is your Viper down. 90 seconds without Viper. On they go into the tier 3 bottom tower. They need a creep wave though. The creep wave currently is non-existent. Instead though, Crit has been caught on the Shadow Demon, or at least spotted. Saberlight will chase him down. Crit will be able to barely blink away. Meanwhile, Nisha looking towards Snaking in the Radiant base. Crit still running, but Boxy right behind him does get the spread up. So Crit is down, tips out from Saberlight. Hell forces out Nisha. Oh, that's a shackle flying out from Nisha. It won't matter yet. The snowball does save. No, in fact, it does not. Skitter is gone. And so is Snaking. No buyback available. What a setup from Nisha.
Liquid are just so terrifying now at this point with all the control, but how well they can sustain up front, but how confident they are with Nisha and Mickey.
Go. Malrine, he'll go for the kick back into the tier 4 towers. Mickey, he has his BKB. He could not give a crap. It's the side of Falcons that are burning to the damage. Malrine is gone. Mickey and Nisha moving back into the fountain. They are just fountain farming him now. Mickey getting kicked in. Can he survive? Nisha will take the hits from the fountain. Mickey just going to TP away as Malrine is gone. And GG is called. Oh, what a way to finish here for Liquid. We are going to a game 3.
And what a spectacular fashion to go into that game 3 as well. Falcons, they were getting crushed in lanes. You know, they were getting some early rotations out from Liquid. Liquid, Boxy just being a maniac on that Nature's Prophet. They slowed down a bit. It's a lot better as well. There should be some early fast play that they can bring out. And some good push, especially with the Wraith King on their side. So they can counteract that aggression that we saw from Liquid in the last game. And that's going to be the difference maker in this one.
Look around here from Malrine for the ward on the high ground on the Dire side. Crit's going to Sakuchi in. Zania is ready with the Frostbite if necessary, and Crit is pretty far forward. Instead that they go after ATF, and now Insania, he's the one going down way too quickly, and First Blood will be fed back the way of Crit. He was there just in case. They have some very deep vision, so Malrine, he's going to jump in on Boxy. Boxy was spotted underneath the Radiant vision as well. The Prophet, though, is able to walk out. Rupture was committed. Malrine, he's going to try for the Rolling Thunder TP away, and he's barely going to make it. 75 HP just about. As mid lane, they are still chasing Nisha. Nisha will be able to stick charge up, but he's not looking too healthy. He'll bury fire, but it is not going to be enough. Snaking to secure the kill. ATF looking for a little bit more value. Will continue chasing Insania and Mickey as the tips are already flying out. Malrine having a great the whole time. Crit, he'll get jumped. They'll find a trade with the Weaver, but now Mickey, he's going to find a way out. Boxy will at least get the sprout on ATF, not allowing the proper chase. Top lane, a bit of a group up here from Liquid. Towards ATF on the Brewmaster. ATF running right towards Saberlight. They'll make the jump in now. Rupture committed as well with the Frostbite and the Freezing Field just in case. ATF will melt. Skidder, he did try to rotate. In fact, they are going to try and force a fight. Boxy is the target. It's not exactly a great trade for the side of Falcons, but they will have to just take it. Boxy still on the run. Meanwhile, Insania being chased by Snaking on the other side. Boxy gets a sprout off, creating plenty of space. Insania the first one to drop on the CM as Boxy still juking around, but Skidder, he can smell him in the tree line. Boxy now running towards the north, but really has no... Oh, hold on a minute. Mid, no, Falcons. Not going to find the opening they're looking for. Perhaps through the mid-river they can go. Still hanging around the dire triangle, looking for the opening, but Liquid seems to have an idea that they are around this area, so they'll go for a counter smoke into the mid lane. Now Falcons have left the area. Not too interested in sticking around without their own smokes. They'll just leave to the high ground, get in that position. Maureen, though, may get caught in the pango. The jump is in the silences now. Maureen barely able to swash away, but it's not going to be enough. He is gone. That's a start for Liquid. Falcons, I do not believe, want to stick around and fight. They immediately all TP up at Snaking. He'll be left behind. Saberlight will catch himself another fish. The Snaking will buy a little bit of time running towards the north, but understands he's not getting away. Mickey will take another. They'll see if they can find the opening they're looking for, or maybe even just forcing this mid-tier 2 tower.
They've got the output. Skitter's starting to get hungry to build that Desolator up with charges. Maybe force this fight here.
Liquid, they're going to try and move in. ATF is the big target. He does have the primal split, but he's been silenced up. He's been given no chance to be able to pop this off. And ATF, he is down. They've even got the first life of the Wraith King. Keep in mind, he still has the Aegis. That'll be the secondary life. Can they get him a third time? Crit's going to try to move in to help out. Nisha, oh, Skidder, that's too much damage. That is too much damage.
Just can't handle it. Like the magic damage pumping out, all the right clicks in the world, the full Mjolnir, the attack speed for Mickey to just rip you apart with the shard.
Can he get away? No, he cannot. Snaking will follow his carry. 4 down for Falcons, and Liquid hand a triple kill to Mickey.
It's such a hard hero to deal with. You need to have Falcon around for this.
Oh, he's got Snaking again. Pops the ulti just in case. Skidder's going to run in. There's no reincarnate available. Skidder, this is such a risky play. His team is going to show up, but Skidder is dropping. He's been silenced up. He'll armor toggle and survive for now. But again, no reincarnate available for 35 seconds. Meanwhile, Boxy still going. Does end up going down. Skidder will leave the area. Jump in from Saberlight. They found Maureen now. Maureen is gone. In fact, they even found Crit. The Weaver being caught by the Frostbite of Insania. He will follow. Tips out for Saberlight, who's giving all the information his team needs. Just so valuable, this Night Stalker, and Saberlight just forcing him into such an awkward fight.
I mean, I'm just surprised Falcons are constantly forcing this issue. Skidder in particular.
Everyone does survive for now. We don't have Primal split up, so it seems like Liquid want to try and force the fight. Rupture was committed onto Maureen in the mid lane. Meanwhile, ATF top lane. Action all across the map. Skidder in the mid lane has gone down. In the Radiant base, Liquid, they're just moving in. Skidder, he'll BKB up, but look at the damage. Mickey, he'll just keep going, and Skidder trying to survive the best he can. He is gone. He is down. It's Liquid continuing. ATF being body blocked by Boxy, just cannot make it out. He is finally down. And Liquid, GG is called. GG is called. Liquid have done it. Falcons, they will have to leave earlier than they anticipated, but for Team Liquid, they will be moving through the lower bracket, and they have secured themselves at minimum top 6.
What a spectacular fashion for Team Liquid to get that done as well. A lot of back and forth in that draft. You know, the Bloodseeker pick working out well. At Falcons, you know, they go back to some of that comfort, right? They bring out the Crit Weaver. Free.
Well, we did talk about the importance of the mid lane in this matchup with Nisha versus mid 1, and it seems like mid 1 on his Invoker has his work cut out for him against the Pango of Nisha. We're going to find out how it's going to play out. First game of our first best of 3.
To Exort, I mean, he's got great Cataclysm combos, right? Faceless Void
consideration.
and the Mars. Boxy gonna be in trouble
That's
here. First blood
nasty
available.
Sprout.
Slowed down by the Sprout and the blood grenade. He's gonna be caught and killed. Puppy will take that first blood.
That's really good for Secret. This is not a lane I expected them to get aggressive on and take those kills down, but Time Dilation is going to do it, and Puppy straight in the top lane is going to make his presence felt on both side lanes here. This is exactly what we saw from him in that other Furion game. I think he's find a random Boxy. Again, struggling to find the gain connections here.
Oh, he managed to get a 2 minutes done with Nisha right there, but the Tornado's going to be able to intercept the Rolling Thunder. Now reset, gets it off and hits Yamich once. He's going to bounce over to mid one as well. Trying to finish up Yamich so Insani can help him with the kill on mid one. It looks like they've got him both dead to rights. Double kill for Nisha. Now that doesn't give the big boost right away, but it is going to come into play here as they come in from behind. A sneak a kill onto Puppy here. Swashbuckle, not quite getting it, but finally Soul Assumption is there, but now he's been caught by the arena as the rotation comes from Boom, securing a trade-off in kills. Chrysalis comes in from behind, catching Boxy out as well. They'll be able to get 2 for 1 once and
Get counterplay open. And yeah, I mean, this is the forced move, right? Like, Saberlight needs this tower down to control the aggressive jungle area, and it's what the Vlad is designed to do. But again, the turnaround,
He do a lot of damage, breaking through his armor so damn quickly, and he just dies. Not even the armor from the Lich could save him, and Puppy doesn't go down easily, especially with the lack of mana. That Diffuser Blade stops doing damage, and a beautiful chrono. Chrysalis was already gonna feast on the fight, cleaning it up, but the 3-man Chronosphere secures it. Would have been best. He's catching that Monkey King, who has been kind of slowly
Caught him
farming
anyway.
away. Got him with the spear into the arena. Beautiful setup. Now that Sunstrike's not going to do that much damage with this much follow-up, maybe they can still finish him off. They need more damage, but it's just not coming, and Mickey is getting the lifesteal out of this because Nisha has completely caught the back line with the Rolling Thunder. Mickey, he'll just start lifestealing off of Puppy.
Nowhere to run.
And eventually get that kill. Generation during night.
yeah, this item seems anti-synergy. He always wants to be near trees, but
Yeah, that is a little weird.
you know, hands out. They get a backstab on the supports here from both teams.
Nisha thought about looking for more, but better that he doesn't right now. Oh, Boxy a little bit of whiff there.
He's invincible.
Yeah, you can't touch him mid one. He's gonna drain more mana.
Yeah.
You got what? The arena and Chronosphere. This Lion is a goddamn threat. They have to stop him apparently. Spear comes up through. Beautiful stuff. Hits Nisha and pins him to the wall, but he got off the shield crash. That'll protect him for now with Mickey coming through the Wukong's command. They'll feast on some wards here. Get some extra gold off of that.
Yeah, they did kill Boxy.
They've got him.
By the way, 7 death for him. He has really struggled to stand there and
Yeah, Yamich is also not having the most fun in this game either. Both
got it.
4 positions are just being tackled by the enemy team in these 3-4-man ganks. Juan burned out of mana.
nice move.
Get the kill over to Saberlight.
And as the Pango and the Monkey are, they both feel pretty tanky, especially if the Wukong's up.
I guess that's where the Maelstrom feels quite nice on Faceless Void nowadays, is trying to protect their Wisdom Rune. Nisha hops in a little bit too late to stop the Wisdom Rune being gone, but if they could kill Midwan, that would be worth it. Coming in, here. Locking down the Vistage and the Birds very nicely. Let's see if Saberlight is going to live through this one. He actually has the shard, so he's going to be okay for now. In that stone form, Nisha in the back lines though, he's rolling the Thunder, ran out. Yamich caught him with the disables, but Mickey to the rescue. Kills Yamich, takes away those disables, and now they're out of damage. But once again, farm the wards after winning a fight. It is risky though. You never know when Team Secret might just decide, let's take 5 to, you know, one of these side lanes or
Actually,
maybe
they can.
defend.
And there's a second dust.
Got him this time. Tornado cannot come out in time. Pretty powerful.
It almost feels like you get the Chronosphere off before the Wukong, you're pretty happy, but if the Wukong goes out and you have to take a fight by going in with Chronosphere while the Wukong's just there, maybe killing somebody else.
Put it back in. Hitting with the spear. This is the pickup. Oh, Mickey got off his BKB. No more disables were left. They're trying to fight through it, but it's just not enough. They are lacking the damage to fight through that BKB. And now Secret's in trouble. Oh, he went back in. Got him inside the Chronosphere. Gets that kill. Finally picks up that beyond godlike streak. Chrysalis now going to try and run down more. Puppy being targeted by Nisha right now inside of his own Sprout. Will end up falling. Chrysalis is damaged. Now trying to get out after the buyback coming up from Boxy. Got to get away from these disablers.
Remember, he has no BKB here.
He gets spotted. He's probably dead, but if he stays...
He went into the bird.
No, he went into the bird!
Wait, no stun?
But no stun, the bird didn't drop in time. Oh, and boom, gives the tip over to Saberlight.
It was almost like that leap was...
Smoked up, not sitting inside the pit waiting for that Roshan.
Look at all the stuff in scouting.
Trying to catch Secret as they push out towards the pit, not finding anything though. Between the familiars, and the treants and everything else. Saberlight, he's going to come through now. They have an idea. Nisha immediately popping the Rolling Thunder, but Team Secret, if they could just get out away from all this one, it's a big ultimate down, but he did get picked up once on Chrysalis, and Puppey's going to be caught on the high ground there, spotted by the familiars. Nisha still rolling around, still trying to slow down these heroes, rolls up a little bit longer, and now Mickey's going to come in.
They're all stuck in
They
it.
have the arena, but they're stuck inside the Wukong Command. Chrysalis is going to be able to get away over the side, has that Chronosphere on it too, with Cataclysm coming in. He finishes off the Pango. Can't go for Mickey though. They have to leave him behind. Meanwhile, well, Damage does what he can, but he's throwing away his life to try and stall up these heroes.
Azure Rays turn to ban.
How easy can the enemy kick your core out? If your core can sit in the lane and farm, and the enemy has to bring like, what, 3 people or 4 people to kick you out, then it gives you a strategical advantage on farming on the map. And a team like Gaimin Gladiators, for example, they like to farm across of the map. And if you force them to bring many heroes to kick your carry out, for example, then it might make them uncomfortable playing the map.
And if you fail to gank, then you're just like way ahead in net worth.
Yeah.
And you're going to really feel that pressure when they group for fights.
I mean, this is the reason why like we've seen a lot of like Morphling, Lifestealer recently. It just gives you that advantage, you know, because of the twin gates and everything, like the supports can cross over the map to kick you out. You want to have a core that's really, really hard to kick out.
You guys are clapping for him, but you know he's been wrong every single time, so.
We love a good bandwagon fan. It's
That was
a really good time.
That was Azure Ray fans cheering. They're like, yes, we're going to win.
He's cursed them.
But anyway, back to the draft. What I like about this opening starter is out of all the heroes you can open with, this is the core that's been flexed to all 3 roles most successfully. Like, it's looked impressive on the off lane, it's looked impressive on the mid lane, and it's looked impressive on the safe lane. So when you start up with this starter, you can respond to anything. You can respond to this Primal Beast being mid or being on the off lane potentially.
Yeah, but to add to that, I feel like whenever you open with Slada, sometimes I feel like teams make the mistake of not drafting appropriate heroes around the Slada. They're just picking Slada for the sake of having a flex hero or just having, they rate the hero highly. I do feel like right now when you have this hero, you want to have a lineup around it to make the pick very, very good. Like physical damage hero will be, for example, or CM in this case would be a hero that would give Slada a lot of kill potential on the side lane, and it will kind of solve some of his mana issues as well.
And the CM shard is super imba good against
Yeah,
Primal
sure,
Beast.
Kevin, the shard.
Look, he's charging in, you jump back, he hits the clone, instantly frostbit. He's trampling, hitting the ground, you do it again, instantly frostbit.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I had one game, my teammate just picked Primal and the enemy instantly responded with the CM and they were on the same lane. The whole game, the Maiden was just following, oh, you are trying to charge in, here you go, frostbite, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and up until Primal Beast gets stronger and gets dispels and a BKB and whatnot, CM is really good against any of these mobility-based heroes with her Frostbite in the early game. She's going to offset a lot of the damage coming out of Primal Beast's trample.
Even Nova does. I mean, it's lowering his movement speed by 20%. That's 20% less trample damage.
The Primal has to buy BKB early. Like maybe you can go Blade Mail into BKB, but I wouldn't be upset about like rushing the BKB this game, you know? Like he needs to be able to deal with this Crystal Maid. And Clockwork's kind of decent hero to deal with the CM and the Slada. Both heroes are not heroes that like to see the Clockwork early on.
Until you buy Shard and then you get her that cogs really
The
easy.
Shard, man, Kevin, the Shard.
God damn it, Perch. So then, based on the fact that Primal Beast has kind of been semi-answered, do you have any preference between putting it mid and offlane? Because those were the flex potentials. Now that some of the answers have come up,
I don't know if I'd say it's answered yet. I mean, these are circumstances that could happen, but it could also be Primal Beast charges in and blows her up in half a second.
True.
Picks her up in the air and somebody kills her before she even hits the ground the first time, you know?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, I think Primal as a hero is always going to be fine because he can always itemize against his counters, and it's more so about can you exploit how strong he is in the early game, can you get those kills on lane, and we'll see. Snapfire is one of the better supports at enabling this Primal Beast with that cookie, and she did get some nice, you know, quality of life changes. She got more damage on her spells, making her more viable, and now it makes the Clockwork make a lot more sense, right? Outside of protecting the Primal Beast pick that you have by taking Clock for yourself, now you have the classic Cog into Mortimer's Kisses combo.
Yeah, she's very, very strong against the Slada throughout the whole game. Like, Slada doesn't like to buy early BKB, right? You always try to delay your BKB. You want to get your Blink, sometimes you get a Midas, sometimes you get your Axe. So the Mortimer's Kiss is going to be very, very deadly against the Slada. So they're going for the minus armor. And the other thing about the Weaver is he can use the aura from the CM. Weaver kind of tends to need a lot of mana when he's running around killing people. So the CM definitely also helps the Weaver. And I like the overall direction that Gladiators are going right now. They're trying to play very, very quick Dota. Not many long cooldown spells. win the lane and just try to run the enemy team over.
Even like Weaver CM is kind of cool. Nova lowers attack speed, so it's harder to kill the bugs when you're in trouble too. So a lot of synergistic ways that Gaimin's lineup fits together well.
And also, you're just keeping your flex open. This Weaver can be run as carry, it can be run as position 4. It just depends on what you want. And now you also have faster Roche with the Weaver and the Slardar, which is going to be really important given that there's this new Roche mechanic with the banner and the Roshan's Roar, whatever it's called.
So this is about a core gyro here.
Doesn't have to be.
Of this tournament, Dyrachyo has played more gyro. He hasn't played Weaver core yet.
Yeah, I feel like Celery is going to play the CM, Tofu's going to play the Weaver, probably with the gyro being a carry, and you can abuse the minus armor on the Weaver and on the Slardar. You're also another hero that kind of likes the CM aura as well. So I think overall Gaimin Gladiators have a very, very good synergistic lineup that works with each other very well. You can go around the twin gates.
Ooh.
And Mars is a classic counter towards the gyro. You block the damage with the arena.
And it's the XXS special, right? One of his better heroes.
Yeah.
He's so good on this hero, and this hero got so many nice quality of life changes, especially with that backswing being removed from Spear. Now you can just do the Spear into Arena combo that much faster. You also have the, Wombo combo, Mars into Mortimer's Kisses. This used to be an El Clasico about 2 years ago, so Azure have very, very strong team fight.
Yeah, when they put all their buttons together, it's definitely very 3 people are going to die if they don't have BKBs type thing, so very, very good looking lineup so far. It's going to make, I guess Mars can flex too, but I feel like we only see him offlane these days, so makes the Primal Beast likely mid. That's the downside to the Zeroid lineup. It's not nearly as role swappy as Gladiators can do right now.
I think AR are kind of banning the right heroes. I feel like because they have this overwhelming magic damage coming out from the Mars and Snapfire, even the Clockwork and the Primal, so they are kind of trying to ban out all the heroes that can buy pipe on the offlane for the Gladiator team. Because they kind of just need somebody to be able to stand in front, buy the team items, and tank everything. And for AR, they're looking to round up the drop with a carry. Against Gyrocopter, you tend to think about like Lifestealer maybe. Terrible could be a good option as well, but it's banned.
So then where are Azure expecting the Slardar to go?
I think it's a mid Slardar for now. That's what it looks like, especially if this Primal is revealed to be mid, which it is with the Mars pick.
I think Morphling can still be kind of good here for AR. It's very good against the gyro. You turn into the gyro, you have the flat cannon, you have high armor to deal with the Slardar, the Weaver.
Or Luna, or Drow Ranger. I think nobody's been brave enough to pick this Drow.
Drow Ranger, I forgot that hero existed.
She now reveals invisible units with her
Game changer.
She also will do DPS in this morning's
There goes
arena.
the Weaver.
There it goes. No, but also Luna didn't get too impacted, I feel, by the last patch, and she was looking overall very solid. Typically you'd like a ranged carry to pair with this position 5 Clockwork. You don't necessarily need one, but it just gives your draft a more rounded out approach in lanes.
I think it's a good idea. It matches up very well against Slardar. I think it's one of his top 5 worst matchups, actually. They do end up banning it. It would have been good for them too, Aura with Weaver too, so.
Muerta could also be very good for Azure, right?
Yeah, could be good as well.
Can't take physical damage.
Yeah, you can't take physical damage. You kind of outrange the gyro in some situations. It's good in the lane with the Clockwork.
Silence against Weaver too.
Yep.
5 seconds.
I think previously when Azure were looking down the barrel of a minus armor draft, they also may have gone for Lone Druid.
I don't like that hero so much, especially now that this bearer starts with 0 armor and you're playing against something like a Weaver in the first place. It feels very easy to exploit.
That's not fun.
Yeah, I would like to see the Muerta come out or the Drow Ranger, one of the two.
Let's see if Azure are confident that this Slardar is going to go mid and ban out another offlaner. They already took out your Underlord Effie. Now they take out an anti-mage.
Okay, that's...
They watch the cosplay.
All right.
Oh, that's a counter.
Yep.
So when you take Managed Field damage, your armor literally does not matter.
True.
So against a Slardar and a Weaver, they can't amplify their own damage. They do have Diffusal Blade buyers, so that is a solution, but it's a cool spin idea here.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting idea. More team fight for the Mars Arena. You have more disables, and I feel like this draft allows Medusa to output a lot of damage. You have 3 frontliners, so Medusa, you can just stand there and just kill everybody.
And then she also just has, the disengage from the cookie, and hopefully later on Clock buys a Force Staff just to keep that Medusa safe. And you have the new Bulwark, which is more potent at protecting Mars's allies from projectiles. it feels like Medusa's very heavily enabled by Mars in this draft too.
Like the moment she gets Butterfly Manta, like 20 minutes, I think she's going to be nigh unstoppable. And as long as the supports get like a Solar Crest, you have a 4-star, make sure that the Dusa never dies in the team fight. It looks like really, really difficult hero to kill for Gladiators right now. They need to kind of find a solution for this.
Yeah, she got 5% more damage from her split shot as well, so doing a little there.
That's a good solution.
That's a good counter.
You make your own Medusa.
Yeah, because that also got buffed split shot damage.
Yep.
What about the expense ratio though, Winter? Is it too expensive?
No, not at all. You know, you have cheap supports on CM and Weaver. They're gonna be actually not Weaver, CM and Gyro. So they'll be running around creating havoc. I think those are the heroes that like to play around Darkseer, making sure that Darkseer can get kills in the early game, and also the Slada. You know, those heroes benefit from this type of supports. And I think that both teams have a very, very solid lineup, different kind of win conditions, different game plan, and we'll just have to see who does it better.
No.
Yeah, I think Gaimin have rounded out their draft really well with this Darkseer. It's also just given them that illusion counter to Medusa. They're going to hit this really nice mid-game timing on Gaimin when Slardar gets a couple of items and he can group up with the Darkseer and they can try to overrun Azure. But I feel like Azure overall have the better scaling with this Medusa plus Mars, and their team fight looks really good. So both teams have very strong fundamentals. It's just going to be a battle of who does it better.
Yeah, they don't have the best Ion Shell targets. Gyro's going to work great in the early game, but as the game goes on, maybe not as good. But I feel like the Darkseer is only going to be better against Medusa because you also do damage when the illusion spawns. So if she just tries to attack through it, she's just like re-dealing damage to herself and respawning illusions. So great last pick.
Some 7.35 heroes coming out. My Tech Arena, are you ready for a winner's bracket final? Then let's get on with it. It's time for game number 1 with Odie, Pixel, and Cinderin.
Thank you very much, Tsunami. Yes, an absolute treat awaits us here. Gaimin Gladiators against Azure, and the ending of both of these drafts, Cinderin, it's going to be very exciting to see how this plays out. Of course, Gaimin Gladiators ending up with the Ace Darkseer. Azure, they're going to go with the low Medusa, a hero, especially on the previous patch, we just weren't really seeing. Didn't have too many crazy changes, right, coming into this 7.35. Had a little bit of a buff here and there on the numbers. Enough to make it viable, and in particular in this situation, could it be good here?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those examples of, you know, when other heroes get nerfed slightly and you get buffed slightly, it's like a double buff, you know, because the rest of the meta is shifting downwards. Medusa has a really good matchup against the Gyro, and you could tell from the reactions that we saw on Gaimin Gladiators' faces, this was not a pick they were expecting.
I don't think so.
And
yeah.
The AM ban comes out, they start digging really deep. You could tell they're really thinking about it, and ultimately came to the conclusion, okay, they were like, okay, what do we have in our pool that's a solution here? And with that in mind, they end up putting the Slardar on mid onto Quinn, which I'm very excited to see him playing this lane matchup against Primal Beast in that mid lane. But yeah, this is what often happens when you go deep in tournaments. You know, the teams, you get so accustomed to what is, I guess we shouldn't say what is meta, right? Because it's a whole new world right now with this new patch. But there's still a fundamental shared understanding of, you know, a lot of the essentials of the game, what heroes are likely to get played. And clearly Azure did some homework here and came in with a new take with the Medusa.
Sure. And what would some of the reasons be why Azure would see Medusa as being the hero here? I think we sort of heard as the panel talked about, right, it's the whole idea that if you're going up against like this Slardar, there's a lot of minus armor that's going to be hitting at you.
Yep.
That's something that the mana shield, right, it works great against, because you're not taking an increased, you're not losing more mana than you would from if you didn't have that debuff on you.
Right, it goes both ways for Medusa. She doesn't take extra damage from minus armor, but she doesn't get more mitigation from plus armor.
Yeah.
So against a lineup that's so heavily focused on the minus armor, you're essentially just getting quote-unquote free gold, right? Because you don't have to buy items that other carries do.
That's smart.
You can focus on your standard approach. Yeah, I think this was a genius pick from Azure. And I like Gaimin's response too, I should say. The Darkseer was probably the best option they had left to try to alleviate this pressure and solve it. But yeah, I really like what Azure are bringing to the table in this game, and I think if the lanes go well and they stabilize, it's going to be so difficult for Gaimin to team fight into this, you know, this absolute massive combo that you're running on Azure. You've got XXS and his Mars, which I think is probably my favorite Mars to watch together with Amar. They play it very differently. Amar is very he's very carry-like in his playstyle, whereas XXS is way more utility-focused. We'll generally go for something like Blink Refresher and a mana item. And in this game, Mars doesn't need to do damage. Let's make that clear. His cast around him do so much AoE damage.
Talking about Mars,
that's a good pause.
On the pause.
XD.
Right, quick, Sin, look to the future. What's happening here? Is somebody dying?
Well, he rebuked a Weaver. who's going to Shikuchi and run away.
Oh,
so
okay.
no, nobody's dying.
Daracho should be out. The question is,
Unless, well,
do Gaimin Gladiators want to take this fight? Are they going to be running up it?
I think the moment this unpauses, both heroes will run away. That's my take. I think XXS realizes now that he's spotted that the rest of Gaimin Gladiators are coming up here, and the Weaver will want to not get caught by anything. I mean, this is why they ran the Weaver in front. There's nothing here really stopping Daracho, right? They don't have any reliable stun. But there's a Snapfire cookie. Mars is not going to skill Spear level 1 most likely, so you kind of have to run into Cog.
And I tell you what, you're going to be very excited about this, Cinderin. Low, you know what he's going to need first on his item list? It's going to be the Kanda. He's already got the Phylactery queued up. He's going to do it on the Medusa, this item.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Phylactery, the crit, it comes together. You're going to be getting right-click damage. So that the damage that's coming out with the nuke of the Kanda connection, it's going to be pretty good on this.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, so we saw, I want to say about half a year ago, we saw this mainly pioneered by 33 in the offlane. He was playing offlane Medusa with Phylactery. We haven't really seen the Phylactery build on the carry position, but as you said, now that you can upgrade it into a critical strike, this is actually a viable strategy. I'm really excited to see this play out. You've been theory crafting like 7 different heroes, but of course not the one that's relevant. Which will be Medusa. You never thought about that one, but you've got other ideas for games reaching 100 minutes where people have 100,000
We do. I mean, this is, you know, obviously one of those items as well, the Kanda that, on a Medusa, hey, who's to say that this game isn't going to go 60 minutes and this Medusa downline might have something crazy like a Rapier, and then you're going to get even more
really
benefit from
good
it.
on paper.
So just a bit of a refresh for those of you keeping up with the new items. Kanda gives you what? The stats, pretty good for Medusa, right? 50 damage, 200 health, 200 mana, 8 all attributes. And then, of course, the Empower spell. Every 6 seconds on the unit target spell that you cast, so in Medusa's case, the Mystic Snake, you're going to deal 100 plus 75% of your attack damage as bonus damage. So you're effectively getting this scaling nuke now on the Mystic Snake based on your right-click.
Only on the first target.
Sure, only on the first target.
So it's not on all the bounces, but yeah, on the primary target, this is pretty significant damage. And as you said, the stats on this item are really good for Medusa. Just to reiterate, right, this item gives no armor, and that's good. None of the net worth going into buying this is wasted on Medusa. She wants all attributes. She wants health and mana, so yeah, the EHP per gold on this item for Dusa is really, really good. It's better than on any other hero in the game, of course. Dusa getting mana is the most EHP out of anyone. That's just how it is. So yeah, exciting. This is definitely going to be the story of the game. It's going to be the Medusa. It's the new hero that we haven't really seen much this tournament. And love to see the creativity. That's what we want to see when there's a new patch like this. It's a high-stakes tournament. The teams have very little time to prep. Who gets the good ideas and who executes on them?
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe it turns out this is very bad. He maybe played it 1 or 2 scrims. He won. He was like, yeah,
he's maybe not played it at all.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
Theory crafting's been there for Low. He's turned up and he's ready to bring out this new item build on the main stage here in the winner bracket final. Talking about good ideas from Gaimin Gladiators, do you like that response at the end of it all? As you said, they probably weren't expecting the Medusa, but when it did come out, they just decided to bring out the Darkseer to close things up.
Yeah, I don't really think there was a carry solution, and I don't know if there was a mid-hero solution, so they kind of had to go for the ace one here. I don't think when they picked the Slardar that this was originally planned to be mid, but it's obviously one of the luxuries of the hero is that it can play all 3 lanes. So yeah, I do like it. I think for both teams, this was a really well-executed draft. I would say both of the last picks I could argue for being the best individual hero for either team in that slot, so very impressed personally with the way these teams picked. The idea with Darkseer, of course, is the panel covered. You put the wall on the Medusa, you get an illusion. If Medusa stands still, which she tends to do, and just fights back, if she stands in the wall and kills her illusion, she just spawns another one. So she kind of has to move, and that illusion that you spawn does a lot of damage. It has split shot just like she does. It causes a lot of havoc. So definitely, I would say this hero, I would expect it without having seen it to have a higher than 50% win rate against Medusa, just in general.
Sure.
With that logic. And also, Darkseer, one of his biggest weaknesses is the first 3 levels. This hero is all about getting level 3, level 4 in lane. Medusa is not exactly one of the lane bullies as a carry.
Okay, so you think he is set up for a pretty easy first few levels on the Dark?
Yeah, I think compared to some of the other matchups you can face as Darkseer, which can be absolute downright awful, this is definitely one of the ones where you're expected to float level 3 pretty easily, unless the support is some absolute god mode hero. But in this case, it's going to be the Clockwork of Tianming, so I think, yeah, should be okay.
I mean, at least I guess Tianming on the Clockwork, in other aspects of the game, it's pretty nice they do have that hero against the Darkseer, right? Makes it a little harder for saves to come out in terms of surges. If he's in with the hook shot and the cogs, still cause issue for Gaimin Gladiators heroes when they're trying to escape.
I mean, when you look across the board, it's one of the nice things about this game for me personally, looking at it, is that it feels like every hero in this game can have massive impact. There's no hero where you're like, okay, this hero is just going to have an atrocious game on paper.
No,
We've had
what you'd expect to see right from the drafts of the two best teams of the tournament.
Yes, sometimes you really shut down one player or one play style in particular, but I think everybody in this has a really key role to play. We've seen games earlier where a hero just got absolutely mega counterpicked and never really found a footing. I don't think anyone in this game is going to feel like a complete liability all the way from position 1 to 5 on both teams. Even a hero like Crystal Maiden, where you might be like, oh, that Clockwork matchup is pretty bad. While that is true, she has a lot of counterplay potential against the nature of how Azure's lineup works. You know, they place all these AoE ultis, they stand their ground and fight back. If you find a good angle on Celery, which he has been really good at doing on that CM, he will be able to get some nice freezing fields here. And we do indeed see what we talked about. They're both going to disengage. We're back into the game. Everybody's out, but they're back in.
Oh, they are.
Actually, XXS stuck around a little bit.
Gaimin Gladiators is going to see if they can get the connection onto XXS. They'll throw down the blood grenade, but he should be fine. No further way to continue to lock him down. Still be able to hold this high ground position, and we'll see them be able to secure probably those 2 bounties. I don't think Azure is going to have any interest in getting back involved in any level 1 action against Gaimin Gladiators' lineup here. We'll see. We'll see how these setups go and see how much can be done at the beginning to slow this Medusa down, or if Low is going to be able to show us some potential new tech and potentially begin a bit of a trend. You know, definitely still at the stage of the patch here, a couple of days in, where if something ends up looking really good, high chance other teams here in the remaining games of this tournament will be taking a page out of their book.
Yep. It is definitely, I think every series for the rest of the tournament here on out is going to have 1 or 2 completely new ideas. That's kind of what I'm expecting. That's how you get the edge toward the end of this tournament, where that is just a bigger factor than it is in other tournaments because of the patch dropping yesterday, you know. That's definitely going to be a thing. Now, I'm looking at this mid lane. I know we talked a lot about the Medusa, but I'm very curious how this lane plays out on paper, right? The Slardar against Primal Beast. You'd think that Slardar, you know, bullies most melee heroes pretty well. The thing about Primal is if you fight him a little bit too much, he gets those Uproar stacks, he's going to pop that, and he's going to trample you to death potentially. So I'm very curious. This is one of those where I'm just flat out completely unsure on paper how this goes. I'm going to keep a close eye on that. I don't know if you have a guess. I feel like it's probably pretty close. Instinctively, this feels like an even lane, but...
It really does. It goes both ways, right? As you say, sure, you know, as a Slardar, you're going to be hitting the Primal, he's going to get his Uproar stacks. Same time, if the Primal tries to go on you, you're going to be able to potentially have a Prime Bash, a Crush, you know, a chance to sort of separate yourself from being completely trampled upon. But maybe early on, the Bash and the Crush isn't enough to really stop him from doing too much damage from trampling and staying on top of you. So perhaps I would favor the Primal. But we'll see. We'll see what Quinn and XM can make of this matchup.
And as we talked about, good. Honestly, I know this is very early to call, but Darkseer has a good start. And that's because this hero is extremely polarizing, so just getting 5 CS in the first 2 waves is, honestly for me, is a really good beginning for Darkseer, and it's what we expected, right? This is the kind of lane where he's not going to be bullied way too hard. This is actually an excellently played wave from Ace. He got all of those as well, so 9 CS here, first 3 waves, 9 out of 12 is pretty much the dream here.
Bottom lane. Trying for Jingqiu, and they'll have him. Zeracho picks up the first blood.
This is such a nasty lane, Maiden Weaver.
See top. Tofu. Gonna stand his ground here with the Rocket Barrage and the Flat Cannon. He'll get surged up by Ace. Keep him safely away from Tianming and Low. The mid lane continues. Does seem to be very, very close. Just a very slight little edge there for Quinn.
bottom lane, XXS, which I think he should be okay, but this lane is going very poorly for Azure so far, just getting absolutely bullied out. This is obviously a recipe Gaimin Gladiators have been doing for a long time, just massive laning focus. They won some of their games extremely quickly throughout all of the year by just snowballing from the first 10 minutes onwards.
You see another effort here for Tianming to trap in Ace, but the surge is up. Ace is able to get away, and Tianming is a couple of hits from being taken out. Tofu, can he find him with a rocket barrage? He certainly can. As once more, Tianming's just struggling to take these trades top. A couple of deaths back to back, and once more a situation where, well, this time they will get Tofu at least. XM takes the time to head over from mid and make sure that Azure can at least find something in return for losing the clock a second time.
Yeah, as you said, the mid matchup has definitely swung in the favor of the Slardar. So it's interesting to see how the first 3 levels, Primal does very well. And then ultimately, when Quinn gets a couple of levels up in the Crush, and just that bit stronger, gets the Gloves of Haste, he's just fighting him out of the lane. So looks like Primal can't truly stand there and fight back. So what XM's going to do, he'll stack the hard camp, farm that with Trample, get the gank onto the Gyro as well, and that way he's still behind the Slardar, but not by a significant amount. It's 300 gold minute 530. It's not too bad. Already found some side lane impact, but yeah, in this top move we just saw, you saw the difference between level 2 and 3 clock, right? That was very, very close. If he hadn't made the first mistake of fighting at level 2, that might have just been a win there for Azure, but a little bit of extra golden experience Gaimin Gladiators got from the first kill snowballed them there, and that's just textbook Gaimin Gladiators stuff, really. They have a very good understanding of the limits of their heroes. Every trade they've taken has favored them by just that little bit, and that's all it takes. That gives them a 1k lead.
You just see a bit of focus from Tianming on his respawn to try and chase down Diracha on the bottom lane, but wasn't to be. He's back now up on the top. Maybe seeing if he can get some sort of wraparound setup onto Ace. Look at the pushback with the cogs, but Ace pretty beefy already at this point with how good the lane has begun for him, so not an easy kill for them to really target.
At the same time, though, he's opting for a build that is rather uncharacteristically untanky, I would say, for Darkseer. A lot of the time in the past... Okay, hang on. Quinn?
Gonna make the effort here for Quinn. For the combo, they've got the full lockdown. Very nicely executed there. XM getting the backup from Jin-Q to take Quinn down.
That was clean. Perfect chain stun. Didn't let him use the crush at all. Yeah, so what a lot of Darkseers have been doing in the past patch was running Vanguard. But Ace is going straight into the Arcane Boots. And as a result, the Medusa attacks are actually meaningful. So if he does get caught in cogs, if he gets opened on with like 2/3 health, he is vulnerable. So it's interesting to see that he is prioritizing that.
Ooh, and they're actually able to get the steal on the Wisdom. Jin-Q tried to put a stop to it with the cookie, but the timing was there. They're actually able to pick it up first.
It's not as pleasant to the eye as kills are, but that is the biggest moment of the game so far. Makes such a massive difference. Diracho's almost getting his 6. Actually, XXS is level 6, but obviously the trade-off for Gaimin Gladiators, their supports are loving life, sitting on really high level, both of them. Crystal Maiden 5.5, Gyro level 5. On the other side, you have Clock, who's just cracked 4, and so has Snap. So 1.5 level advantage on the support side of things. Missile.
Making a bit of an effort here for Low, but only getting his mana down to half. They won't look to push for it. One of us were out. Diracha really pushing the limits. He's actually going to be able to snipe the courier by the looks of it on the way down. XXS is falling low. Look at the Frostbite connection on the Jin-Q. XXS dropping the arena to take down Celery. And the two of them will manage to back away after that. So they'll drop the ult, get the kill on the TM, and make sure that neither of them get threatened here by Diracho's Weaver.
And you can tell from XSS's itemization, he knows that armor is going to be the name of the game, right? So he's going for the Wraith Band as offlane Mars instead of a Bracer, and he's going to rush Phase Boots next. So really needs all that plus armor. Doesn't have the same luxury as Medusa of just ignoring armor altogether as a concept. Show very aggressively. This is really this guy's MO, right? He's always going to be pushing that advantage. He's sitting in the tier 1 tower, preventing Mars from getting CS there. And XXS will call it a day, go back to base.
A lot of focus being brought now to the top lane.
This is level 8 Primal. He's really strong. Has out-leveled Quinn because of that kill mid. And the net worth still slightly in Quinn's favor.
Quinn's coming up here as well. This ward down. XM already retreating from this top lane area. And Ace, he's going to try and start things off with the wall. This will cause TPs to come in from return from Azure. Turning with the snake, Diracho in on top of them. They're trying their best to focus Tianming first. They'll get him. Now they can turn their attention over towards low. Xingqiu trying to help out. Does kill him with a two-man cook in the blast, but it's not enough to kill off Diracho. Diracho out with a time lapse. XM, he'll trample over them all. He gets the grab. Vacuum back onto the three of them. The crush comes out. Low's going to get taken out. They've lost three of them. They're going to lose a fourth. XM also to fall. As Azure try and respond to this, XXS still doing his best to battle on. He'll get the trap onto Diracho with the arena, so XXS at least able to redeem the fight a little bit here for Azure, but he's still on the retreat and he may not get out with his life. The surge is there on Quinn, helping him close the gap in on towards XXS. As Gaimin Gladiators, they'll get an effective team wipe against Azure here 9 minutes in.
Such a massive rotation, right? Gaimin Gladiators showing up with 5 heroes top mid at 9, just not ready for it on the side of Azure. If Mars is a part of that play, this is a totally different story, but he's the one hero to arrive very late, so it's essentially a 5v4 the whole time until, sure, XXS cleans up the Weaver kill, which is a good trade, all things considered, but yeah, really, really nice.
They're considering going again. They know with the way the last play went on that Azure won't have all their TPs at the ready here, so they can go aggressive. Diracho trying to get in on top of low, but the control's there for Tianming.
He actually doesn't have time left yet.
He's taking quite a lot of damage here from the tower, but the Shikuchi's back up. He'll be fine. Quick. He's got an invis, and he's going to be able to close in straight away on towards low. As I said, with the way that the last fight went, the fact they'd already used their TPs to try and win the last fight this tier 1, there's no backup. Azure can't afford to send anyone up here again. They just don't have the cooldown, so low, he's dead again. Gaimin Gladiators knowing that they could strike back a second time here. They'll also be able to find Tianming desperately trying to escape through the twin gates. Not the part of the map that Low and Tianming could afford to come back to Sind after that one.
And this lines up really well as well with the siege creep, right? So this is a 10-minute wave, and Ace will be able to tank this tower for quite a while for his siege if he wants to. Actually choosing to back off a little bit surprising
well, Diracho's feeling strong. He's going to try and set up with XXS. Tries to the arena combo, but the spear's off the mark. They're still going to grab here from XM. Time lapse, it's available. Diracho able to get back pretty much up to full HP. As Gaimin Gladiators, they look to be on track to be taking another fight. Xingqiu and XX both falling low. They'll be able to finish off Tofu with the spear, but Diracho, he'll find Xingqiu. He's going to look to chase down XXS. The Shikuchi up again. The Unch of Shadows ticking him down. He'll get the double. Sure, Celery's lost, but this is a cleanup for Diracho for sure. As Quinn in with the backup. The hook shot is there in time over towards the creep wave.
Slick.
That might just save his life. We'll see if Diracho's able to dive in for this. Actually, Tianming sort of hovering around a little bit. And Quinn is able to jump straight forward across the cogs. Set up for a triple kill, and Diracho, they may not even be done yet. Diracho's going to turn towards XM. Close the gap. The Shikuchi gets the bugs out. It's a lot of minus armor. XM's got the ult to control him. The kisses, the cookie. Can they punish Diracho? Diracho is still alive. Gets the kill, but he will die. Diracho, though, he'll take that any day of the week. An ultra kill here for the Weaver, just 12 minutes in coming up on the clock.
This is fucking wild, man. That's 2 kills a minute. You love it.
Absolutely. I mean, Azure, they're trying their best to deal with these sort of situations, but so far, it's been a struggle. Is this just sort of down to the nature of the heroes? Is it the way that Gaimin Gladiators are kind of forcing these fights maybe in manners that Azure aren't fully prepared for?
I definitely think a little bit of the problem is the anti-synergy between Clockwork and Primal. I think you need to be very careful with how you place cogs.
And it's go, go, go.
I think we've had 2 moments now where the cogs are placed and Primal Beast charges through and he just doesn't place himself correctly, so he can't get on the hero inside the cog.
Well, talking about the Clockwork, Tianming.
He's gone. Nice and easy. Not the biggest kill for this smoke for Gaimin, but just maintaining this absolutely relentless aggression. 5k up now, minute 13. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is reminding me of Gaimin Gladiators against Azure at TI. It was a different roster, right? But I do think they absolutely obliterated the Oregon, like 2 games of 20 minutes
and they're just finding kills
like
across the map, and it's at the point now where Quinn, he's just getting solo kills. Xingqiu tries to push out the mid lane. Quinn quick with the TP and the blink in.
Too easy.
Another kill for him, as you know, Quinn's map movements have been fantastic this game. They're sort of going back to that 9 minutes when that huge fight kicked off on the top lane. He gets up there with the team. He's down bottom. He's back up top. He's over the mid. This mid slider, it's been everywhere already in just the first 13 minutes of play.
And all of this for me really comes back to the choice from Gaimin to go as 5 top minute 9, right? It really started the snowball here. Quinn going in deep, but will back off at the right time.
He's got a lot of backup though here, Quinn. XXS, does he want to try and set up a fight here with the arena? Do they want to look to go for Ace or Celery? We'll see what XXS opts for. Onto the side, they'll go for the easier pickoff. They'll catch Tofu, they'll drop the arena, XXS, but Quinn's just in on top of him and completely destroys it. XXS gone in an instant.
And Tofu didn't even die. They didn't have enough damage. popped the drums, ran out, got mech'd, I think, as well.
Dire are
Ace. So here's the challenge for Azure. It's very clear. Oh yeah, they lost the Wisdom Rune again. So it's very clear what Gaimin Gladiators are doing, right? They're invading your jungle, they're playing tight and just effectively denying you a percentage of the map that you usually have access to. You have two choices. Either you run into them in a smoke and try to find an initiation and win a fight to get the area back, or you give up that area and try to mirror and do the same thing bottom, which hasn't really seemed to be Azure's approach to this. They keep running into fighting them.
See the way that the Atrium was being pulled out to the side. They make the jump. Lowe's going to get cookied out to the side. XM charging forward, trying to hold back Duracho and Ace, but Lowe is falling out of mana. Duracho's in on top of him. Lowe goes down. Maybe they can get Ace to return. No, they can't. He's able to pop the heal, head out of there. Jump forward from Quinn. He's in with a crush onto Tianming. Duracho, he's even pushing on for more. They'll get the second. XM had to try and charge away back up the high ground. Duracho, Shikuchi's out. They can't even punish the Weaver. Duracho lives. Everyone lives on Gaimin Gladiators. As once again, they're not even done. Quinn, he's diving up to the high ground under the tier 3. He's going for XM. He's going for probably the both of them if he can survive for this. He'll take out down XM with the help of Ace in the Iron Shell. Will die for this. But once again, sort of a 4-for-1 trade. We saw down bottom, you know, Duracho had a bit of action, bit of fun with the dive, getting away with an ultra kill. And it wasn't quite an ultra kill, but 4 heroes did die on Azure there. And, you know, Quinn, he wanted to keep it going there with the dive up to the high ground.
Honestly, some evolved caveman Dota here from Duracho as well as Quinn. Literally, see hero go. But they get away with it. I mean, yeah, sure, Quinn does die in the end, but the trade-offs that they get in this fight.
Worth it.
What an insane freezing field, by the way. Celery finds an angle in the tree line where Clock can't get to with the battery assault to intercept it. So you get a full freezing field off there in the trees. Very well done. I mean,
just 15 minutes in, under tier 4s.
Nice Solar Crest obviously got them the counter kill, right? That barrier being placed onto the Primal. Yeah, plus nice from Jinkyu, but...
That did let them live that little extra longer. I mean, of course, Gaimin Gladiators, as soon as they're all back up, they're ready to go again.
I will say...
Oh, he's trying to farm it. Underneath the tier 2, pretty far out in the middle lane. He'll get the Stone Gaze off, but the wall is down upon him. He's dead again. Not a chance here for Lowe. As Azure, they're really slipping farther and farther behind. I mean, maybe if these were sort of situations where it was the 4 of them outside of Lowe getting caught, there would be some hope here for the Medusa lineup. They're going to try and fight with a...
That's a good arena.
They've got the combo and onto Quinn. Quinn caught and taken out, finally. They'll be able to take Quinn out towards the beginning of the fight. Can they go for anything more after it? I don't think so, because Duracho is chasing them up to the high ground. XM, he'll be able to control them a little bit, but won't be able to survive. Ace gets the double. They may have got Quinn, as I said, towards the beginning of the fight this time around. It still didn't matter. Gaimin Gladiators too far ahead with these fights that they pretty much are guaranteed to come out on top of every single skirmish that occurs at this stage of the game.
If Azure want to have any hope of winning a fight, it needs to be at the even numbers. You're not getting a better arena spear than this. That was absolutely clean from XXS, but you're missing the Dusa in the picture. This is a 5v4 situation once again. You are taking the fight after losing your carry. If Dusa is there and you get that kind of setup, it's a totally different story. You probably wipe Gaimin. But Gaimin are well aware of this situation. They've taken the key kill on the Medusa, so they feel like they can commit into additional fights, and they're absolutely right once again. Now 10k lead, and I think the fascinating thing about this game state, you're 10k gold down minute 17, which is a ton. This is a game compared to a lot of other ones we've seen. Okay, hang on. Well, let's see if XM gets out of this one alive. Looks like he might.
The cogs laid down from Tianming. Will hold back Celery and Tofu. XXS, he's going to want to try and punish this. They'll get the drag back on to Celery with the spear. Tofu is trying to help Celery out. Definitely taking a bit of time to take down the CM. They have to drop the kisses as well to actually finish off this kill. Slowly but surely they will get him. Meanwhile, Duracho's playing around Lowe. Lowe's going to try for the TPI to damage. There it is. They've got the vacuum as well. They'll be able to stop Lowe from escaping. All a bit of a distraction, really. You know, sure, Gaimin Gladiators lose their 2 supports around the mid down to this aggressive play, but it means that there's the opportunity for the rest of Gaimin Gladiators to find Lowe and kill this Medusa yet again.
I mean, ironically, this is still a big net worth win for Azure because they're this far behind, so getting those couple of kills is probably worth it. Also because Lowe's game is quite bad right now, so trading him off, yeah, it's not great to lose your carry, let's not pretend, but activating other heroes in the lineup can prove to be really valuable. If Primal Beast can somehow get to the Shiva's Guard, I think the nature of these teamfights is going to change quite drastically. We've seen how powerful this item is in the new patch with the amp is great for the Primal. He gets 20 armor against these minus armor heroes, so he's going to be able to stand his ground way more. And what I was getting at before when I said it's 10k 17 minutes, which is usually a death sentence for most lineups, the nature of this game, it feels like this is the kind of game Azure can win if they get one good team fight. They don't need to be even. I actually think being behind is okay. This is perhaps stretching it a little bit being this far behind, but their lineup definitely has a pretty good chance if they manage to find some sort of good setup. But it is going to come down to finding, you know, a big ult from the Mars, getting the key items up, particularly armor. And of course, not going to be any easier when you're fighting into an Aegis. It's going to come the way of probably the Weaver, you would imagine. Jirachi is playing super aggressive. And you were discussing in the beginning of the game, is Darkseer going to be an amazing pick? I mean, so far, top net worth, 6-0 and 13.
True, Ace has done a lot.
And he's in... The thing that always happens with Darkseer, I feel like in every game, he has this incredible, almost invisible impact. Ion Shields have done a ton of damage if you look at a breakdown. I'm sure in this game, the wall is, you know, kind of hidden. So this might not look like that much, but keep in mind, he himself is... All of his damage is shell, almost, right? And if you're itemizing all this plus armor on these heroes, the magic damage on the enemy team is going to be fully effective. As we saw pointed out there by the observers, the damage of Crystal Maiden is massive. Nobody on the dire side is buying magic resist, right? You have to buy armor. So this is also a beauty of this lineup, that there's no be-all end-all item that you can solve both problems with. I'm actually surprised he had that little damage, I'll be honest. When we saw the breakdown, I'm like, really?
XXS. He's going for Tofu. Now, got the kisses as well. It may just be a gyro support, but still takes an awful lot to take down at this moment. And of course, Gaimin Gladiators, they'll try and find something in return. They get the jump in onto XXS. See if they want to go for more here under the tier 2 tower. Quinn, he's in onto XM. Ace setting up, gets the wall dropped down onto low. As XM, they're going to get XM. They may even get more because Duraccio, he's already all the way up to Xingqiu. He's going past the tier 3, knows he can play aggressive here with the time lapse to back off if necessary. He'll now pop it to get the heal off. Low's going to get cookied back, but he's getting bashed down low. He's now out of mana. A couple more hits will do it, and there it is. Duraccio takes low down. 3 dead. They just cannot fight them right now.
But at the same time, they have no choice. They just don't have access to the map. So it is going to come down to, can you find that perfect fight? And Gaimin just isn't giving it to them. Just playing it so clean.
21 minutes in, I think, okay, this time around, Xingqiu was able to get out on the map and make sure that Duraccio wasn't able to steal another Wisdom Rune. See if it might cost him his life.
Nothing comes for free, Owen.
Indeed, he's going to be gone. Quinn, he can look for the jump. There it is, the 3-man crush into the vacuum. Gaimin Gladiators, they're looking to clean up once more.
Okay.
He's going to come charging across, gets the grab on towards Ace, so it's something. Can they find anything else? The Tianming's gone, Stellarian lays down the ult. It's going to be another cleanup again here for Gaimin Gladiators. Every single trade easily going Gaming's way.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but we have still yet to see Azure with a full combo. There hasn't been a Mars Arena plus Stonegaze the whole game. I think Low's skate. I think he skilled Stonegaze on level, I want to say 9 or something. It was very late into the game and didn't really manage to find much impact with it just yet. And just goes to show Gaimin Gladiators' approach to fights being so clean. They keep fishing, you know. They send in this one Weaver, they send in this one Slaughter to start off. You don't want to Stonegaze in Arena that. You want the bigger pick. Okay, this is gonna work. Underestimate the new momentum.
XX is going to get the jump against the spear as well. And Duraccio, that's the Aegis gone. Tofu also to fall. And they go for a second round on Duraccio. That's the question. Xingqiu stepping up, he'll get the dust off. Duraccio's just going to go full aggressive. He knows he's got Quinn backing him up here. Jumps in, gets the crush off on towards XXS. They'll take him out. Will indeed find Xingqiu as well. And poor old Tianming, he tried to come round through the backlines to help out in this fight, but he'll only just get taken out as well. Triple kill for Duraccio.
And Low nowhere to be found. He's farming top on the Medusa, looking for this comeback time that is not available. And Gaimin just taking advantage once again of this numbers advantage, just gonna easily get one lane of barracks here, nothing stopping them. This, even though they don't have the most obviously great siege heroes, still just farmed up enough to do it. Regardless, in these 15 seconds, this lane's gone.
That's a wild one.
What a clean game.
23 minutes in.
50 kills in 23 minutes, and Gaimin Gladiators account for about 3/4 of them. Nothing stopping them, just objective to objective, and of course, talked about the defensive items on the side of Azure, worth highlighting just how much impact Ace is having with these auras, right? He's gone the Greaves plus Pite. On the Crystal Maiden, you have Solar Crest and Vlad's. All of these auras, Glimmer on the Gyro, he has Veil for the MPS drums. They've got all of the tempo team items that you could imagine in their team, with the exception of Crimson Guard. which ironically, you know, would be pretty good against Medusa, but guess who isn't showing up to the fights and doing anything? It kind of would have been a waste. So
I went for a bit of a smoke there, Azure. Maybe seeing if they could get the catch onto one of these supports. You said with the farm, though, that Tofu and Celery have, they're just not easy kills. Seeing comparatively to the cause of Azure, these two supports, I mean, Gaimin Gladiators, they're pretty much a team fight away from their supports being ahead of the cause of Azure. Duracho, he's having a great time with the Wisdoms today. He's able to get the double on his own half of the map. Level 19 on the Weaver, and BKB going to be flying out. The rest of his team already set up around the mid. See if they can find a chance to jump. We're getting the next few items out, at least for Azure. XM is able to finish off his Shivas. Trying for ace, but the hook shot not there.
might have been a blessing in disguise. I think this could have ended really poorly.
Might still end poorly for them as Quinn tries to jump forward. Cogs are there in time. At the least, they'll live this time round, Azure.
But look at their heroes on the map, right? There's just nothing gained. They're completely stuck inside their base. Low, not even close to a butterfly. 25 minutes in with Manta only to go. It's a very poor Medusa. Is there anything big coming up, really? So Mars is close to BKB, which is going to be a help. But it's not going to solve the damage issues that they have.
Low. He's got to get out of here.
Oh.
TP there in time. They don't have eyes on him, so Low will be fine.
Chanting might not be so lucky.
Probably not so much, and unless he can make some sort of cute hookshot play to get away.
The blood grenade, he tried his best.
That he's got. Meanwhile, in the base, Derecho going for XM. Ace is here to help out. XM desperately trying to get towards the fountain, at least the safety of it, and it will be there, so he'll live this time round. Tian Ming and Gaimin Gladiators with the number advantage. They can look to go high ground.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The mid-tier 3 under threat.
Dire structures are fortified.
What the fortification, Azure. Duracho still poking at them. Not fearful at all of whatever they may throw at him, with the BKB now finished on this Weaver. They'll jump him. They'll look for the combo. Have they got anywhere near enough to burst him? The cookie's there. The whole shot comes through. They have. They've been able to 100-0. Duracho, can they get anything more? They've lost XXS in return. The wall's been dropped down. This is coming in from Jinkyu. Tofu trying to approach in the middle of the wall. Pops the Shivas. Quinn's in with a crush. Triple kill here for the Slardar. And Quinn, he's hungry for more. Goes over towards Jinkyu and XM under the tier 4. They're going to be able to take out the both of them. The crush is there. Double kill for Tofu. As Azure, they're just too far behind. It doesn't matter if they can take out Duracho at the start of this fight. At the end of the day, having just 4 heroes on Gaimin Gladiators, that's more than enough to take on the full 5 of Azure.
When's the last time you saw a gyro with Shiva Zone? It's been a while. This is probably a build you did last patch when it wasn't good, but now that it's actually interesting, who is gonna go for it?
He's having a great time.
Goodness.
I don't know if he'll be able to get it 27 minutes into a game again. You know, he's hit some insane timings this game. Both of the supports have Tofu and Celery, of how much they've been able to get from this constant fighting that they as a team have come out on top of.
You'd think they had track gold, being 30k ahead minute 27 just from fighting primarily. Nobody on their side has like absurd amounts of CS, I would say. That nobody's even cracked 200, which is quite unusual at pro level of play. 28 minutes in, it's not okay.
3-man crushers there, they're ready to go again. They get the vacuum on towards the 2 of them. And gets completely shredded. Duracho heads in and takes out Tian Ming. Azure on the retreat, Low dying in a couple of hits. It's over. GG is called. Gaimin Gladiators absolutely stomping Azure here in this game 1. Duracho ending with another ultra kill. In 28 minutes, 46-16, 34k net worth lead here for Gaimin Gladiators. This was an insane performance from the Sind.
trying to get it, though. They have the tornado, finishes off Boxy, slows down the rest of these heroes, just trying to get Boom out of here.
Yeah, the kiting. A problem. This rolling thunder duration is nasty. They have no control for it, so they will catch Mickey without it.
It would be amazing if they could blow him up. They have the nullifier to be able to take away that armor with the meatball right on top, and they'll finish him up.
What were you doing there?
Team Liquid, they would have taken that Roshan. There was no Chronosphere to be able to contest this, but now without their carry, they're going to be run down. Insania is the first one to fall. Saberlight is able to get away thanks to his Aghanim Scepter.
And finally, Secret will try and get a Tormentor of their own.
Yeah, they didn't get it when it spawned at 20.
I don't know what this attempt is. It looks pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, no!
I mean,
come on, guys.
I feel like that one was not hard to read.
No.
That was not going to work at all.
We saw it coming a mile away.
Also, he's dead for 80 seconds.
Oh, my God.
That's not like, oh, your support died for 30. That is an 80-second mid player off the map. That was his dieback. No cage for the lit.
Little cage.
Okay. He just wants the armor, I guess, because I don't know if the physical damage coming out is that high as they get a catch.
Beautiful pickup on to Mickey. They can finish him off, the Cataclysm, and they're going to use the Chronosphere.
Now, can Liquid take this fight just off of Nisha's firing power and I guess the mana drain?
Yeah, mana drain. John blocks away, jumps back in. Yamich now going to run interception as he gets some disables in. Mid one's here as well. Trying to control up these heroes as much as possible. Nisha's almost finished off Moon by himself. Tries to the swashbuckle, but he gets the blink away.
Now you're
Boom, he comes back in with a nullifier. Aeon Dead floor removes some of that disabled, but it's not going to last for long as Hex comes out. Another swashbuckle over way to the side.
This Pango, man.
Trying to get away from Chrysalis while they're going for mid one on the side. Saberlight, his damage is amping up on the mid stage, and now they got the disables. Boxy going for Saberlight. Linkage protects him once. He's trying to keep his distance. The Visage Familiars are dropping on him. He's got Yamich and Puppey joining him now. They're going to go. Got him with the Hex. Can they finish him off? They need to be able to get one more hit. He got him in time. But at the same time, Chrysalis can't fight against the damage of the Visage. Saberlight will be able to stand tall while the rest of his cores fall, and he will help deliver the kills to wipe Team Secret. Step down.
I mean, that's the shield room Pango, though.
Yeah, the shield room Pango's gonna be tough to be able to fight through, and he slipped in the on distance. Well, no, the stun came out onto Boom right as he was trying to get the nullifier onto the Pango. Now his BKB is going to be wasted, and now the Faceless Void is being controlled up as well. Oh, this is looking really, really bad for Team Secret. Cataclysm goes out, no follow-up to it whatsoever. They're going to leave Boom behind as everybody else get out.
Fox is not even dead. Oh, he gets sprouted. No crawling.
No! The Siphon! No, the creep died! The Siphon ran out because the creep died. Chrysalis is going to treat
no mana.
Away, but he's running out of mana. He only has so much more to be able to work with. The meatball's going to come down, but the Invoker's already dead.
He's get the hell out.
But he's low, and Insania actually right in front of him. Now comes out Arena. Oh, turnaround spear. That's pretty nice. Coming with some of the buybacks, though. They have to control these heroes. Oh, he got bumped out of the Chronosphere. That's okay. He's still controlled up, and he'll still die. No, rolled up for a second. No. Okay, he does go down, but at the same time,
buyback from
he needs
Nisha.
help. He's all out of mana. Somebody give him some mana. He's going to die like this.
Nisha is back, and that means you need to get the hell out right now. Do you have buybacks on Secret? You have Crystallises, you have the Shaman, but nothing for mid one here. And without a Chrono,
he gets pulled back in by the Hurricane Pike. Sure, Crystal's buybacks, but without a Chronosphere, what does it really matter?
Refresh from Nisha.
He rolls it up. Force staff, it's only going to do no time walk. There's too, but he disables the tie back there. And that's just it. Nobody has buyback on the side of Secret. Puppey, the captain, will be the last to go. Last to go with the ship. He will fall, and that's going to be GG. Team Liquid take game one.
What a performance here from all three cores on Liquid at various points in that game. Micken carried this last fight with over 13,000 damage, locking heroes down in the Wukong. Man, that lion was annoying, dude. Like, I don't know if it's...
You are correct.
It is a little ironic that we had a broken headset, you know? You know, maybe after that game one, tensions got a little high in the Secret back room, started to do a little headset monitor flinging, you know what I'm saying? But I think Saberlight's getting a lot down here. 15-5 on the Slaughter to 14-2 for Installer. He is suffering, and is he dead with the blood grenade?
Yeah, they actually kill him instead of the Razor killing Slaughter. This is going to be terrible for Team Secret. His damage is all being taken away, and he doesn't have the bashes, but Boxy's got the damage instead. First blood goes to him.
I don't think Yamich can fight this, man.
He's going to have to give up his life. An attempt at a Wisdom Rune. He does manage to get away from him. Mickey will probably collect the kill, though.
Yeah, is that worth? I actually don't know if that's worth, because the Slark gets a stack. He gets extra solo XP. Honestly, might have it at a decent time here.
I mean, he's going to have to do some heavy lifting on damage the way that this Razor game is going so far. Soulbind, Boxy marching up solo here. Does have the help coming in from Mickey soon. Got to start retreating. Mickey.
Backstab.
Oh, backstab from Saberlight. Beautiful play by him. Finally making his face show up in some other lane, and it nets them 2 kills for his effort.
Gets a free 2-hero backstab. He's going to have a very fast blink here. Just feels unstoppable. I mean, I guess this is why this hero was #1 banned.
Oh no, Mid1 not able to get the jump over to the orb. Controlled up for too long, has to use the silence down, but now the urn hits him with a cold snap on top, and that's easily a kill for Nisha.
Radiance off the Brewmaster, punish an overextension.
Chased down, trying to get off the ultimate. Oh man, 30 HP.
Didn't get, chain stun off the cold snap. Very
Boxy.
play.
Oh my God, Boxy. He's going to try and get the shot onto him right as he comes back. He doesn't even need to hit him with the shot initially. Slows him down and gets the finish.
I don't think they're thinking about doing it early.
The crush, almost bursting him down in time. The Soulbind's going to keep him at bay a little bit here. Mid1 can't jump to his orb in time. It wasn't going to go far enough anyway. Just too much damage too quickly for the puck to be able to operate with.
I'm going to go more.
12 Saberlight. Yeah, that alacrity combined with the Spartar's burst to the bash against a hero with no armor.
This is like Boom's strongest timing for a long while.
Difficulty is going to be finding enough heroes here. Swap's actually going to be used on the Mickey. I'm not sure if that's what they actually want out of this. Insania's definitely dead, and Secret want to be able to find more fights. In fact, they've almost got him. Soulbind is controlling.
That's a really good one.
He got up his ultimate, but it's only going to last so long. The Plasmids field almost finishing him off, but they don't continue the chase. They go for the Invoker instead, who slips through the trees, but now he's got the Inkswell on him. Do they have the detection? Got him with the dust. Pull him back in. Nice use of the Void Panda to push him right into the full team of Team Secret, and Saberlight now comes back in with Mickey, but with their Invoker already dead, and Mickey's in trouble. No ult. And here the Glimmer Cape buys a little bit of time, but it's not enough.
Like either he's initiating with the pokes off the Ags, or he's there to follow up on the Sparta clutch.
He'll be right in the mix. They actually got the clutch onto the Razor. So, yeah, the pick off on Over is great, but a kill onto the Chrysalis Razor is so much bigger for Liquid.
Perfect smoke. You get a high ground ward, you get a really good angle. Secret just, Puppy's expecting it, but the crush on the back line just seals the fate for Crystal. It'll be a daytime fight, so no Slark vision, but you have Hex on Nisha to start the fight off. Something that can surprise Secret here, and you have the Ags finish for Saberlight on the Slardar, so if he goes in, he's going to be way tankier than last time. But it's all about the lead off.
And one breaks it. Jump in from Saberlight. Doesn't get it. Immediately pounce in to follow that one up. But they got Slark as double lane. This is perfect for Chrysalis. Oh, he's going to be able to up with so much damage. This out. They're turning around. The physical damage is too much. Chrysalis got to get out of here. Swap back into his death. Too much for him to handle, even with the damage being drained away from Mickey and Saberlight. It's not good enough, and Secret start crumbling around the pit now. Boom still has his ultimate out here, and he'll try and collect. Oh no, there's that Hex, and the puck is in trouble, but the pounce didn't quite get there to follow it up. Mickey needs to be able to, oh no, Coil only latching onto the Invoker. Mickey's still okay for now. Gotta be careful of that silence. Mid1 cannot get caught by a single disable, otherwise he's gonna die here, and almost gets hit. The figure here, maybe one doesn't know. He hops away to his orb just in time. Saberlight almost gets him. Meanwhile, Boom is going to be the offlaner. This gets brought down, is eventually back into his full form. We got Nisha. He actually managed to get Nisha. Min1 stays alive and gets a kill. It's the only good thing in that fight for Team Secret, as everything else goes the way of Liquid. Going to be playing in some way to their own advantage. They didn't have to use any buybacks in that last team fight, so this is going to be an incredibly tough fight for Team Secret, but maybe they feel like this is an all-in. They have to do something here. Silence though keeps on landing onto the puck. The Soulbind, sure, but the puck is already caught and killed, and Chrysalis has already seen that Soulbind isn't good enough for him to just charge headlong into this Slardar. He'll chop it down pretty quickly. Glyph is going to go out immediately. Saberlight looking for an entrance, does find it. Yamich dies in an instant. Now they jump on a Boom as well. Thanks to the side, they're going to be able to burn him out of the mana thanks to the MP. He has a little bit more, but he has no chance to be able to pop his ultimate. Crystal's going to come too late. Tornado intercepts them, so no real rebuttal from Team Secret. That's just going to be a lane of barracks guaranteed for Liquid, it seems.
This is going to be a lot here as Yamich dies again.
Oh, dive. Yamich, that is terrible for them to be able to have. The coil is there. They're going to be able to take the first life away from the Slark.
Yeah, but that Link was not the Link. Crystals needs to commit into the fight. So
yeah, 19 damage stolen.
Just going to be a Rax, and they're going to linger.
Yeah, Roshan's up, but
right, now you have to force it.
They do have this amplified damage on Mid1. He's going to do a lot here. Doesn't get hit by the Fear Shot. Good face shift. leaving a little bit awkward as he gets to that side. There goes that force step, but Saberlight with a big entrance into the team fight, went straight for Crystals. Got to swap back out, breaking out that swap, and there goes Mickey right onto the Razor to finish him off. Just like that, Liquid take full control of the fight. Now they're just going to run down whoever's left. They don't lose anything for this. Well, okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Boom does manage to clean up that one kill on the support, but
Homage came back in. He's going to die back here as Midone also goes down on the backside.
Wait, Crystals is getting a lot out of this one. He's managed to take down 2 of the cores. The problem is Mickey's still up, and he is slicing and dicing through Crystals bit by bit. They do manage to take him down one time. Second life coming back up. Now the control of the Soulbind.
Well,
they have what it takes to be able to get Mickey. Mid-1 gets popped, has to buy back immediately, but they can't stop Team Liquid from retreating. Team Liquid are the ones to buy back. They want to try and end this game here.
Double buyback from them. This is all in. They did lose the Aegis. They still have 2 cheeses.
Trying to burst out the Earth Bandit, doesn't quite get it. Boom, back into play. Mickey jumps into this one. Problem is that they just can't get through this calling with all this other AoE. Fortunately, he's getting away, but no, he didn't run out now. Dead for 2 minutes. Crystal's barely able to survive. Boxy goes for him, trying to manage on some of those shots. Boxy eats the cheese, he stays alive, but Crystal's time is a problem. You can heal up as much as you want, but the Ancient is a problem that you cannot ignore, and he gets swapped back into his doom. Buys back immediately, but the glyph is now expired, and Liquid will end it 2-0. Over Team Secret.
Devastating amounts of late game damage coming through from this lineup. I mean, Boxy turning into that 4th core really just pushed it over the edge.
Teams, how the hell are you feeling?
Feeling great. You know, we've had a couple of series already with a patch. It's not much time still. You know, there's still a lot to figure out with this patch, and I'm keen to see how it affects these teams.
Highly based from Valve, by the way, Jonathan. Who cares about the pro players and how they feel it?
I feel like the Razor should be able to manage it in the first few levels, and then it becomes kind of a really tough time either way. But you can always protect yourself with a static link. So you have that to play with. You've got Crit with his threat of rotation as well, which can open up that tempo on the mid. I think the one difference is we tend to see Malrine go for the push.
Oh, bottom. Making. Oh, he's already gone. First blood to go the way of Saberlight, and it's a Visage combination. Skidder has not been too much, that they are going to try and jump in now. Snaking going to ensure that Boxy cannot go for the dead shot or the calling, though Snaking could find himself in a bit of danger trying to go for that 3-minute timing on the Lotus. He does not end up getting away with it. Snaking in huge trouble, but Boxy now being turned on, and both of them will go down at the same time as Skidder going to try and go after Saberlight for a bit more damage. Skidder cutting through the tree line. Saberlight taking a fair bit of damage. One more hit will do it.
There you go.
Find it. Three heroes here from Falcons, though. They might be able to set up on Boxy or Saberlight. Saberlight obviously the primary target, and in fact they are going to move in. It's there, will lock him down. They'll drop the calling for the silence, but I do not believe it is going to help. Saberlight is down. Is Boxy? Oh, he's not going to make it. That is unfortunate.
Or Naga is already
Saberlight.
the Manta.
Look at this, they're just cutting him off as well. They're not letting him get towards the tier 1 tower to try and defend. I love this play from Falcons. You know how important this Visage is to the side of Liquid as they do jump in again. Crit is going to get the shards up to lock him in, but the TPs are coming. Crit dropping low, but Saberlight is gone. Now Mickey trying to move in, but he does not have level 6. Mickey's in trouble. Mickey is looking pretty dead to me as he does go down. ATF is by himself at the moment of the DK, trying to push out the top tier 1 tower. Mickey going to pop the time dilation. In goes Nisha. Dragon Tower will be there, but it should not help ATF that much. ATF surely is just going to die as Nisha
We forced them to play more conservatively.
Chrono, top lane, they are going to try and defend. ATF going to cop the Chrono as now Nisha does move in, and it seems as though ATF once again will be punished for sticking around. So Liquid do indeed decide. Bottom lane, Mickey, does he know? It doesn't seem like he does, though. He is trying to look towards retreating towards the tier 2 tower. Swap is there. Boris punch out as well. Mickey, he'll pop the Chrono. He does find 3 targets with that. The team is incoming. Mickey, they weren't too fast to begin with. Mickey still alive, is eventually going to go down, but Nisha, he's going to try and trade, see if they can find an effective team fight as they do take 2 for their trouble. It seems as though Falcons for now retreating, but they're under vision. Oh, they are under vision of Team Liquid. This could be a very, very nasty team fight as Mickey does jump in, finds a 2-man Chrono with a nice swap out. Snaking will save at least one, but he cannot save ATF. In fact, he can't even save himself because he's been caught by Nisha. That'll be a 2-0 trade here for the side of Team Liquid.
Get that nice wrap.
Okay. Bottom lane, they are having a look. The silence is there. They've got the void.
Gaimin Gladiators turn to ban. Azure Rays turn to ban. Azure Rays turn to ban. Gladiators turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You can't choose your own teammates, Ramses. That was the whole point of the exercise, and kind of showed how popular and how sought after the Gaimin Gladiators players are, because nearly every single time it was just like, yeah, I'll take Gaimin's 1, I'll take their 2, they'll take their 3.
All they had to do was win like 7 tournaments or something like that.
They might be pretty good, actually. I'd like them on my team, please.
I mean, would you have said the same thing a year ago if you were to make your dream team?
No. Like, Gaimin had the biggest rags to riches story, I think, of any Dota team in history, I think. So, from near irrelevance to top-tier status.
Remaining.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, so Team Tickles, they popped off once they went into
Tour
Division 1.
Yeah, Div 1, that's right.
And they looked good. They were good ever since they showed up as Team Tickles. But then when Quinn joined, after they became Gaimin Gladiators, they got even better. But was it rags to riches if it's a newly formed team that does well from the start of the DPC?
Well, as much as I love Boom, and he's been having a renaissance on Secret, I think the Boom era of Gaimin Gladiators, at least at TI 11, was not matching the expectations that people were hoping. And then, yes, once they brought in Quinn, it was a different beast.
I'd agree, and it's also the org as well. It was a new org, basically, so everyone expects these like golden orgs that everyone's known about for years to keep winning. So when they came in and started winning everything, it was like, okay, push them up in power rankings, and now they're at the top.
I mean, a lot of this time, these kind of teams, sometimes it just takes like one person to make everything happen, you know? Like one person can change the whole dynamic of the team.
Speaking of new dynamics, Winter, first pick Timbersaw.
And this hero did get a huge buff, I would say. Starting strength, 2 extra strength. So you have faster ticks of reactive armor charges.
Yeah, and hero attacks, I think, give more stacks now. They used to give 2 stacks per attack.
It was also banned in the first phase in the previous game, so it made it through.
I mean, I kind of like the way that both Gaimin and Bad Boom are opening their draft with. They open it directly with a mid lane hero, and they're just letting you see the pick and just try to counter it. But they feel like this hero is picked because I don't care if you see my hero. This hero is going to be able to do his job no matter what.
He's also just very good at buying these new items, right? The new Veil, the new Shivas, the new Bloodstone, all of these conceptually sound like really good items for Timbersaw.
So do you feel like he's kind of like a flex pick as well? Like you can go offlane, because you mentioned a lot about how you can just buy the Helm of Iron Will as an offlaner, right?
I would love to see that. That's what I've been theory crafting for, you know, well, it's only day 2, but I'm just hoping somebody
48 hours.
If somebody does it on this day 2, just Helm of Iron Will.
So what's the idea? You skip reactive, or you just skill 1 point in reactive and you get the helm?
I think you can do 2 points on reactive depending on how the lane goes, but you'd want to play on your nukes and just pressure the offlaner, right? I would like to see something like a Crystal Maiden paired with the Timbersaw.
Yeah. Sounds good. I think in the group stage we saw Abed play the hero mid, and he went like fast blink. Obviously previous patch, so maybe a little different, but that was really powerful that game too. Just jump in and instantly hit somebody with like 600 to 800 pure damage. It's a big impact if you have a lockdown to pair it with.
I mean, this Lion's a little bit a question mark right now for me. Overall first pick for them. I mean, it's 9 pick, but
you talked it up in the pre-show.
Yeah, I asked.
Now you're doubting.
Most improved hero.
I'm sorry, guys. I led you to believe there's hope for this hero.
I mean, it's probably not terrible against Timbersaw, right? Because you don't take the damage, you don't take as much damage from spin, right? So
hear me out.
Kind of works.
Hear me out. Lion is a very player-dependent hero, I think. We've seen it. We've seen it first picked a lot for some teams, and honestly, I do think the hero is overrated. But if there is a player that fits the archetype of greedier, ranged magic damage, position 4, I feel like Zenkyu has always done this. Well, of course, but he's on here, Tsunami. But I feel like Zenkyu does play these heroes exceptionally well. And when you think about what Lion provides you versus Timbersaw, it's the reliable lockdown through both a Hex and but the mana drain too.
Immediately after the patch came out, I was watching Dubu stream, and he was actually playing this as a support. Now you get slow from silence, I think he went high levels of silence and
So you
third skill.
don't level the nuke, right?
I think so. I caught him when he was like level 14. He had 3 points in Crypt Swarm. I assume that was the last max. But it's excellent with the Solar Crest. After all, it gives you survivability. If you're slowing people and also applying slow to them, it'll be very effective against a Timbersaw-like hero. And you know, Spirit Siphon scales well early game, which as a support, that could be a good way to like kick somebody out of lane.
Can you just literally play position 5 DP and zone the Timber if the Timber is off lane?
It's possible, yeah. That could be what they're going for here, but it's a little bit new. Also another great hero for a Veil builder, honestly. Armor and amplifying the damage that you deal. It does more spell damage, and your ulti counts as spell damage, I believe. So, good pick.
Good Bloodstone Vire too, I would say. I like that the flex is still open with the DP, but picking this DP also gives you the flex to the offlane, which would be very cool if you pair it with something like a Tusk. Anything that can just take advantage of its early game strength, and afterwards, if you do fine on that lane, because you're a DP, because you have Exorcism, you can pressure towers, and that is something that Azure could not do in the last game.
Yeah, it's a very, very fast-paced off-lane hero. You can literally buy anything your team needs. If your team needs you to get an early mech, you can do it. Maybe not so much pipe, but early mech definitely helps you push. You can get the Solar Crest, like you guys mentioned earlier. It's definitely a hero that feels good in the current patch. And they're gonna counter it by picking Rubik. Rubik, always a hero you think about when you see big spells up for grabs.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, in the past, the Rubik versus DP matchup, when DP was working, was so funny because you just have a Rubik Spirit Siphoning 4 heroes and, you know, surviving until the very end and turning the fight. That was only a year ago when we were watching Rubiks do things like that. So it is making a little bit of a comeback here, but also Rubik did get some nice buffs in the last patch, so he should feel overall better to play. And if he can steal this Impale from Lion, he's always going to have use in these team fights.
Or, let's be real, the Mana Drain.
Sure.
Of course, Kevin. The last game it was a shark from the CM, so now it's
it's not gonna be hard to steal Mana Drain in a fight. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but is that the spell you want on Rubik? I feel like you're looking at the Impale or the Siphon or
yeah, those are okay.
the Silence.
The damage.
Look, whatever you
damage
get,
on the Mana Drain.
whatever you get from the line, it's gonna feel good. Okay.
Okay, you're right. Purge is actually way too strong.
Bloodseeker, he gets picked up by Azure, which still, we're not 100% sure where this Death Prophet is going. I'm on board with the support Death Prophet idea, mainly because I don't think core Death Prophet benefited too much from the buffs, or, I mean, I guess the Bloodstone Shivas.
Items.
Yeah, the items.
Yes. Yeah.
Having items become stronger, heroes that naturally used to build those items become stronger themselves, right? That's why we see Sand King nerfed in this last patch, even though it wasn't a good hero. Nobody really played him. It's because all of these items that got buffed, he's good with.
And why did Leshrac get buffs?
Because
Leshrac.
Ice Frog loves him.
There we go. We all have our favorites.
Ice Frog looks like gladiators, and they're like, well, one more, just one more.
But Bloodseeker, we didn't really talk about it. This hero provides you with strong laning presence. It's also a counter for the Timbersaw. And I wanted to say, I want it paired with a very aggressive position 5 hero, something that they can get kills over and over again. And Crystal Maiden is the perfect pick here, not only because it does that aggression, but it takes it away from Gaimin Gladiators potentially. Oh, they have the Enchantress anyway.
I mean, it also gives your side lanes, your other lanes, more mana to play with, so you're gonna get more damage done, and Bloodseeker's gonna be able to have high movement speed in the lane all the time. That's why CM has always been like at least a go-to support when you're pairing up with Bloodseeker. It's good to set up the silence as well, the Blood Right.
It does lock the Death Prophet into a core role, though.
I don't mind that.
Not sure if it'll be mid or off lane. I feel like last time Death Prophet was popular, she was mainly an offlaner, especially for China.
I think now that the Alchemist comes out, you do want to put this Death Prophet versus Alchemist and try to pressure him as much as possible. If you can take Alch's tower early and just kick him out, you're slowing down his farm a lot.
But I would say that if they were to do that, I would only be worried about his partner, because he's partnering with a Lion instead of like, I think we mentioned like Tusk, like DP with Tusk is a stable lane, like you have a melee support. With Lion, it can be a little bit on the riskier side, you know, if you don't really do well in the first 2 waves, and it could mean that the Lion won't be able to help you that much in the lane. And Lion is also very, very dependent on the early game going well. So if I'm gaming, I'm going to be looking at if this DP is indeed an offlaner, I'm going to try to maybe make some early ganks on him.
Yeah, you make a great point, actually. Now that you mention all of that, it might just be safer to put this DP mid, because in general, it's an infallible mid laner. It isn't countered by that much, but if you're playing this Lion, you're going to be rotating to the mid lane a lot, right? Because let's face it, you're playing versus Gaimin Gladiators. You're going to play the rune game. They're going to bring supports to the mid lane, so your supports have to be able to match that tempo. The CM and the Lion aren't going to be able to babysit their lane partners for that long.
So does that mean you needed more lane-independent offlaner then?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Something that could allow the supports more freedom to move around. Like ideally a melee hero. Something like not sure if they're gonna play something like a Dawnbreaker, but I think Dawnbreaker works really well with a pushing hero like DP. So DP is gonna be pressuring towers, and the enemy is gonna try to put some pressure or maybe defend the tower and try to kill her, and Dawnbreaker can actually come in and save her.
I kind of liked, I was gonna say Omni Knight against the Alk yesterday. I mean, it's Azure banning it, but Omni against the Alk was kind of cool yesterday. Lane independent, you can shield off the stun because it's obvious when it comes.
What about Necro? Like, the only thing that really threatens you is the enchant to spell from Enchantress, but I feel like his Scythe could be a really good tool versus both Timber and Alchemist.
Kind of fits their lineup. Like, you want to play like a very lane-dominating lineup. You have CM, Bloodseeker. Necro's always going to constantly keep the enemy low, so it's going to allow the Bloodseeker to snowball, and it's going to open doors for the Bloodseeker to rotate to the offlane and kill the Elk. I think that could be a really good idea here for them. I mean, the only worry that I have is it's the similar worry that when you put the DP on the offlane, you have a Lion position for. If you don't do it on the first few waves, the Necro is going to be useless.
What's on the agenda for Quinn heroes then? Invoker, apparently.
Queen Invoker.
We still sending this Death Prophet mid?
I think so, yeah. It looks like the best lane for the Death Prophet right now.
I do like the Invoker though, because when there is a fight, and it's going to be pretty obvious when it happens, Rupture or Death Prophet Ultimate, Invoker's really good at buying you seconds on heroes. They're going to collapse on one guy, you throw the Tornado. Afterwards, you do the Deafening Blast, you Cold Snap that guy going after your friend. That's going to help their fights go longer.
That hero has a lot of synergy with Timber. What does Timber need? Timber needs setup and lockdown. Invoker provides you with Cold Snap and Tornado. So it's a very good pick to enable the Timber in the later portions of the game.
Yeah, and on top of that, because you're playing with an Enchantress, you need something that's able to take advantage of the Enchantress rotations to the mid lane. And Invoker has a lot of utility in the early game, but he needs to bring in heroes to do that extra bit of damage for him. So it works out.
And they finished up with a Brewmaster on the Azure squad, so some really strong team fight, putting Death Prophet in the mid for sure.
Good idea for the team fights. Alchemist is going to be on the air. He's going to be flying Malaysia Airlines the whole time against this Brewmaster.
I think the Brewmaster plus Lion Lane looks a lot stronger too than the ranged heroes that we were theory crafting. And Brew should be, if he gets a few levels, he should be able to self-sustain a little bit on that lane and not be too pressured while these rotations are being set up by Azure. So I do like this Brewmaster pick. Also, they're just very good at it. They've been playing it so consistently well throughout group stages that it makes sense that this is what they go for here.
And it looks pretty safe. He's going to be able to get his split off pretty consistently. They don't have that many disables unless they steal one of Lion's bad spells. So yeah, pretty safe for Brew this game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like once again it's going to be coming down to the early game whether the AR supports are going to be able to match the Rubik and Enchantress moves. If they can actually do that, they're going to have a pretty good chance when it comes to the team fights mid game, provided they don't like lose the early game horribly.
One thing is different though is that we're probably not going to see Duracho be quite as active as we did on that Weaver, because is he?
No.
I mean, the way that they've been playing Alchemist on Gaimin Gladiators, they run it a lot in groups.
I mean,
he farms for 10 minutes and then he's everywhere.
I hope he doesn't get an earn and join the fights.
Well, we'll see what they come up with and if they're going to make this a 2-0. Let's get into game number 2 with Odie Pixel and Cinderin.
Thank you very much, Tsunami. Yes, time for game 2 here between Azure and Gaimin Gladiators. Cinderin, that game 1, quite the quick one and quite the convincing win from Gaimin Gladiators. From what we have in front of us with this draft from both sides, is there a chance that this could go as quickly, maybe the other way, or overall does this sort of lend itself for a longer game? What do these picks tell you?
I mean, first of all, I think the last game was extremely volatile in the sense that Gaimin Gladiators had to do a lot of really good things to get in the position that they did. But, you know, they're a world-class team. They're winning tournaments for a reason, so they did what they had to do. I think in this game, the pacing is going to be slightly different. Like the panel talked about, even though Duracho is a very aggressive and active Alchemist player, the hero by nature isn't as much of a lane dominator as the Weaver is, for example. Quinn on the Invoker versus on the Stardar, perhaps he's going to offer a lot in the way of early aggression together with the Enchantress making moves together. But this time around, the team fighting aspects of Azure, I think is maybe a little bit easier for them to execute, I want to say. Like last game, they had this like really big combo, but they were caught in this awkward limbo of, well, we only have 1 or 2 heroes to go on every time. We have this big ball of spells. This time you've got Brewmaster ult, you just need to get it off and start the fight. If you rupture any of the enemy cores, you have a target that you can isolate and fight around with. Death Prophet ulti is easier to manage. You have CC for it with the Lion and the Maiden. So I personally give Azure a better chance, especially based on what happened in Game 1. I think they're adapted to it well. My biggest question mark is, I keep seeing multiple teams run this first pick Lion. Is this good? Like, to me, this has been the poorest performing first pick of the final stage, right? Like, we've seen multiple teams run it. I have not been impressed, so I'm looking to be impressed by Jingqiu this game, or Azure are going to the lower bracket.
Let's see what Jingqiu can do, and see what some of these other heroes do. XM obviously bringing out the Death Prophet. Right,
Yep.
got some changes. We
Pretty
get a
fresh too.
Nice little bit of a slow now on the silence. Could definitely make a little bit of a difference in these fights.
Yeah, what do you think of that one?
Seems pretty good, right?
Seems like a little bit of a strange change, isn't it?
I mean, I guess they wanted to buff the hero, and that's sort of the way they go with it.
I mean, I agree with that. That was definitely the intent.
XM, talking about the hero, well, it's looking like it's in a spot of bother here. It's indeed Quinn will manage to get first blood against him. Not the way XM wants to be starting that mid matchup.
Yeah, and the runes will be a 2-for-2 split, so no victory there either for Azure. And as you said, the kill going to Quinn, probably the ideal outcome here for Gaimin Gladiators. This will be a nice little boost for him. Obviously, Invoker nowadays itemizes quite differently after being a universal hero, so you start with all these stats, but, you know, being able to upgrade this a little bit faster, get more last hits in the lane for a great start. He will have that Bracer coming out now instantly to begin the lane off, helping him further trade with the Death Prophet, which is, you know, largely a sustain-based mid laner. Can trade very effectively. When you have that Bracer, you offset that balance quite a bit.
We'll see what sort of tempo Dracho brings this game. Obviously, last time on his Weaver, he was incredibly active. We'll probably see him sort of slow things down at the start a little bit more, obviously focus on getting his farm, but I wouldn't be surprised if once we do see him have 1 or 2 items, you know, really start to kick things up and get involved in the action as an Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you still just go for like some sort of a standard build here, right? You're going to go Bracer, upgraded boots, and probably Radiance. Like, I don't think you need to deviate too much from the standard plan. And you also need to keep in mind when you look at their lineup, I think the Alchemist really needs to scale for physical damage, right? Your physical damage is extremely minimal when you're running mid lane Quaswex Invoker, and off lane Timber does 0 of it. So he's going to carry that torch if it gets to that stage in the game. But knowing Gaimin Gladiators, that's maybe not even the plan to begin with anyway to go late. So see if they can hit that timing and go fast.
Dracho.
Pressure on him here.
And taking a clap there as well from the Hellbear smash up.
Obviously the change there to the mana drain now dealing damage equal to the mana stolen. It's been some theory crafting about skilling Lion 114 and just mana draining people to kill them off in lane, removing the health and the mana at the same time. If you're playing with a slow hero like Brewmaster, could be a possibility. I don't know if Jingqiu is going to think about that.
They're going to try and get aggressive onto XXS, but
Nice
good
fight.
stun there from Jingqiu. Indeed, lined up onto the 2 of them. Put a stop to it.
And you can see Jingqiu's mentality about the lane, right? 6 Tango and a Salve on the Lion running out here. Just knows that this is going to be a trading fest against Ench. Definitely don't want to go down on that region and lose out on valuable creeps for your Brewmaster.
Denied.
Bottom lane low so far, farming exceedingly well here. 15 and 5. Go for an ace, just haven't quite been able to put the pressure on him. Yeah, very good time, and might even be able to set something up aggressive here. The Blood Bright and the Blood Grenade thrown down onto Tofu. Low, gonna respect the fact that potential burst to be coming back up soon from Gaimin Gladiators, so he won't push for the kill. He's more than happy anyway to just continue to focus on pretty much perfect last hits down. Yep.
Any Blood Picker lane loves to trade health as long as you don't get bullied away from creeps afterward.
Yep.
You get all the advantage. The enemy team has to use all the regen. You need to use absolutely nothing. Just taking free creeps and back up to full. And this is going to start getting a lot harder now that Bloodseeker is going to get level 3, 1 creep. Like we have a little bit of a lag issue. Lose.
Lose.
A little bit of a Freudian slip there from Jingqiu.
Lose.
Some wishful thinking there for the Gaimin Gladiators.
Whoops.
Oh, so far.
Good voice line usage. We love that.
Are we going to see, you know, with Death Prophet, I feel like we haven't really seen this hero too much even on the previous patch. Like, what is sort of the build-up from Death Prophet nowadays? And is it still a case of, are you getting supports to join you on the first level 6 to push this mid tower? Or will we see XM quite early on look to push one of the side lanes?
I think the way Death Prophet plays against Invoker naturally is that Invoker will generally be the first hero to move. And when he moves, you have two choices. You either match the aggression by joining, or you take full advantage of the fact that there's no mid lane opponent and you push the tower on your own. I don't think Azure should be looking to rotate mid. I don't think it's really worth it. The kill is very difficult for them to execute with only one support plus DP. Even on level 6 DP, there's no guarantee they'll pull it off. Oh, Celery very close there, but...
Oh, I mean, Xingqiu could be in trouble there. Dyrachyo and Celery punching back into him. The blood grenade out. A couple more punches, but the stun, it's back up in time. He's got another concoction to throw out though, Dyrachyo, and that will allow him to get the kill. Blood grenade was thrown out by Xingqiu on his way out, and that sets up for XXS to end up getting the bigger cleanup as he takes out the carry.
And worth keeping in mind about this lane is usually when Gaimin Gladiators play their Enchantress 5 plus safe lane, I feel like they win this lane every time. So if this is just kind of a draw for Azure, I think that's already a good start given the usual trajectory we see from this Gaimin Gladiators squad. And trading that kill in particular is obviously amazing. Losing your Lion for the ult, you'll take that every day.
Definitely already feeling like a much more solid start from Azure.
Obviously, another X factor here is if they're fighting a lot top, you know, low is going to take advantage, bottom lane. So trading aggressively up here has secondary benefits. Very unique to Bloodseeker, of course. As you mentioned, his CS looking really, really great right now, 28 and 7. Should bring him up to level 6 before Timber, and we know that's going to be important eventually, that Rupture play.
They're really trying to go on XXS, but he's early steps the Bracer and the Urn. He's
they might just
not
kill
easy
the
to threaten.
creep here. Could have maybe gone for that with an Earth Strike, but opting not to.
Hard to play aggressively for the kill for Gaimin Gladiators safe lane now at this point.
Tofu stepping forward a little bit, trying to bait them in. But Ace with this skill build, I don't know if there's much kill potential here for Gaimin Gladiators, to be honest, but not sure if Azure, they should be aware he has 2 in reactive armor given the stack counter on him.
Celery did head over, but immediately Azure did hit the scan on the Twin Gate, so they know that there's a +1 hit.
Despite that,
they're still posturing pretty aggressively low. Gonna step up on the lane, will drop the blood right, but indeed he'll die for that one. Maybe didn't quite expect the gank to sort of come from that position where Celery had been able to get all the way around behind the tier 1. And
maybe a little red-green colorblind on the scan. Maybe they thought it was good. But it also has a sound cue. So there's only so many excuses you can use, right?
So unfortunate move there from low. Does get punished. Azure want to try and make something out of the fact that this Alchemist Dyrachyo's on his own for now. Level 6s at the ready, so an exorcism push could come out from XM. Bottom lane, they're going to need to bring some extra numbers in here. As Gaimin Gladiators, they're getting aggressive underneath the tower.
Frostbite where the tower hits, but he missed the stuns and Q.
Tofu's going to be fine. This he's got the backup of both Ace and Dyrachyo. They get the kill onto Tianming, and Gaimin Gladiators, they can put the pressure onto this tier 1 tower.
This reminds you of a moment from last game? Reminds me of a moment from last game.
Yeah, sort of that exact
Celery
side of the
and
map.
Dyrachyo rotating. They did it earlier this time, but this time they also do it with the Ench, right? But they just make this rotation to the enemy safe lane really early in the game, pile on the numbers, use the gate, get that advantage. And now, if last game is anything to go by, oh, Xingqiu, he's fine here. They're just gonna never give up this area again. Ace is gonna live here, and they're gonna play around that.
Yeah, and that was sort of that whole time as well. We had the Death Prophet move top. They weren't able to set up on Dyrachyo in that little bit of a window where he was alone, and they weren't even able to set up for the tower push themselves, Azure. So having to return now back towards the mid lane. See what the next moves to be from Azure, but Gaimin Gladiators off the back of that play. 3K lead now, 7.5 minutes in.
Gotcha.
So poor Xingqiu is just getting slowly bullied back to the base while he's back down the lane a little bit. Very hard for them to get anything done down here, Low and Xingqiu, despite the fact that Low got pretty much free farm in the laning stage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
XM still yet to find a chance really to make a play with the exorcism.
Might be on the receiving end instead here, no mana.
Try and set up upon him. And RTP's coming in, but some good body blocks here from Celery. The telekinesis back from Tofu as well. XM's trying to heal up with a Siphon, but he's gone. Quinn able to take him out. A painful death here in the middle lane, and Azure, they may just lose more. The tornado from Quinn catches onto Tianming. Double kill for the Invoker. I mean, this has got to hurt. They're getting crushed here around this mid area of the map. Losing this Death Prophet early on, you can see on the net worth they're starting to get really fall behind. Both XM and Low, despite the fact that, the first 5 minutes of laning, it was perfectly fine for them. But the difference really starting to show now, and Death Prophet, very much a momentum-based hero. It's coming up to 9 minutes, and there's been no pushing whatsoever around an Exorcism yet, Sin.
Yeah, it's just Gaimin Gladiators with the better rotations, right? They might find GQ here as well.
He's just playing around with them. Tofu, he'll come in to finish up the kill. The split's there as XXS has rotated over. They have the Exorcism. They've got to punish this, but Quinn is fine. The Wild Wing Ripper play there from Celery, pushing Quinn back to safety. Ace has turned up. He's going to start trying to hold back and deal with the Primal split. I mean, Azure, they popped the split, they popped the Exorcism. They're not getting anything for it, though. They'll lose Tianming. The split comes to an end. XXS is going down. I mean, it's getting painfuler and painfuler here for Azure. A situation they use these two big ultimates in, and they lose the team fight under their own tier 1.
To add insult to injury, Tofu's doing more with the Exorcism than XM was. He's going to push a tower with it. The stolen Exo, it will expire now, but the damage has been done. Keep in mind, while all of this is happening, there's a free farming Alchemist up top, so this is going to be like a, I want to say 12-minute Radiance coming in from Taracho with the treads. Just everything coming together for the side of Gaimin Gladiators.
It's getting pretty crazy. It really is. The fact that we saw what last game.
Low, he's vesseled, and he's dead.
It's getting rough. It's getting rough. And if anything, even rougher than game 1. With this sort of a lead, 10-1, 10 minutes in, 7k advantage. We'll see again this fight around the mid. I mean, if they're not being able to take a fight in these sort of circumstances, when are they going to be able to?
Yeah, just, I don't know, you tell me. This is kind of, you use your first 2 big ults together. I guess the combination with the supports wasn't quite there. Neither support level 6 obviously hurts as well. You're playing Lion and Maiden, yeah.
He played that fight with his hands off the keyboard. They're making it look easier, Gaimin Gladiators. Azure, they've got to do something, or at least stop Gaimin Gladiators from being able to do everything. There's Tianming. He will at least get away for now from Ace, but he won't. Chakram actually catches him. Ace, he's been ruptured. This should be a kill. They'll finally be able to put a stop to the Timber Saw at least.
It's going to cost them a tower, though. So does it really feel good? Not really. You get that core kill, which, at this point, I guess you have to take what you can get, but you're getting nothing for free. Every single move Gaimin Gladiators has either traded favorably or just flat out won it. Not losing anything in the process. And Low, well, they were thinking about it, but actually the flank from Azure could work out potentially.
They're going on Celery. Quinn and Tofu, they're backing off for now. They'll at least several reload. Celery's going to go for the TP out. There's nothing to stop it. He's back in the base.
Ouch. Not even that.
And again, to really iterate what you were pointing upon earlier, they're doing this with the 4 of them.
Yep.
Alchemist, he's got his Radiance. Duracho, he doesn't even need to be here. The Gaimin Gladiators are doing it for them. Duracho is going to be sort of the best backup policy ever with how much farm he's got. Low's gone. And it really is, as you said already, Tofu was doing more with the first Exorcism. Now there's no argument about it at all. He is doing more with these ghosts than XM's been able to so far this game.
Might end up losing them now, potentially. Yes. He will.
Put an end to him, Quinn. He's got the backup of Ace. Not afraid to start to tease around with him. Split is at the ready. If XXS is forced to pop it, he will. Put the split here. And turn towards Ace. Dracho just gets thrown up to the air. Doesn't mean he gets caught out by the self-concoction. Drop down the acid spray. Low, trying to see if he can get a chase onto either of them. Dracho, he'll bail out of this one, as they'll leave Ace behind. So Azure starting to be able to take something at least from Gaimin Gladiators when they go for this aggressive play.
The thing that's so difficult for Azure is that every single move in this game so far is reactive, right? They're not the ones taking the initiative on basically any single fight. So they are the ones who have to spend TP gold. They are the ones who have to be quick to respond, and will always start basically every fight at a disadvantage. And as we've kind of talked to death at this point, that is what they have to do 4v5. So what happens once Duracho decides, I have finished farming? He has the luxury in this game of doing whatever he wants. Like, it's his choice when he thinks he has the most impact. That is the dream for Alk. There's a lot of games where Alk is like, okay, I have to join 9, my team is struggling. you know, I need to put my net worth to use. He can make more out of more.
we hear it from the crowd there. Did you see that?
Oh,
Check
he
out.
actually stole split.
He's got split. He's got the split.
Oh, that should never
That was
happen.
like 40 seconds after it was
That
cast.
would never
But
happen.
how did that happen?
Well, he didn't cast another spell after split, Owen.
Thank you, Sind.
And then Rubik stole it.
But that's pretty wild.
Yeah, always got to remember as Brew against Rubik, you got to cast level 1 clap once when you come out of split at some point. Yeah, Tofu went for it. He was like, I wonder, you know? He probably didn't fully believe in it himself.
I don't think
like,
so.
Am I actually, is it really? But, you know, it's no cost, so might as well try, right? Payoff is big there. 9K the lead. A bit deceptive because it is, of course, an alchemist, so this will be inflated.
Radiant's top tower.
Make no mistake, this is a massive advantage inside of Gaimin Gladiators. And the way I see it, honestly, if you want to win this game as Azure, the spell that has to come in clutch
We're
has got to
seeing
be
this. Here's
Rupture,
the
right?
replay, Sind.
Oh, that's how he got it.
Was it 85 seconds left on the cooldown? So yeah, there was 55 seconds since it was casted. That's rough. Maybe feeling the pressure here a bit, Azure. First game was a rough one. Second game, so far, looking to be just as rough. 4-12 and down 11K, just coming up to 15 minutes in.
Very unwise man that I know very well would call this a shellacking.
This whole series is certainly going that way. Azure, what can they pull together? They've got the ults back up themselves. Exorcism and Split are there. Go for the smoke.
This is quite the high-risk move, I would say. You're bringing Lion as well as the DP here, but you don't really have the best intel. You're gonna maybe find
the fine celery.
Okay. It's all right. I mean, it's something. But you used 2 ultis to kill a 5. You didn't get any additional control, really. You opened up maybe slightly for maybe Jinkyu can get this D-ward, but even that, I'm not so sure about it.
They don't want to be approaching
they're getting
more here, Azure. They've got to back off.
Gaimin Gladiators know very well what this is all about. This smoke move had a bigger objective.
Oh.
Well,
he has no TP on him. Is there TP coming out of the courier?
That's very unfortunate. He just TP'd here, didn't he?
No, he's got a TP available.
Oh, he does.
It's coming.
Well, let's see if he gets to go down.
I don't know if he's getting off the cliff, though. He does have split, XXS at least. In fact, Ace is going to join. Up he goes, down he goes. XXS, can he get the split off? He can't. The cold snap's there. He's out of mana.
Dorado has joined the game. Player 5.
And he's ready for more. He's over towards XM straight away. The Tornado here perfectly lined up. They're trying their best to block off XM's escape. He's been Spirit Vessel. They found a 3rd kill. Tianming will be lucky to TP out just in time. But 3 dead on Azure. This tier 2 in trouble. It just continues here for Gaimin Gladiators. They did not slow down at all after last game, and up towards the top lane, Directio and Quinn, they find low.
Well, on the upside, this is the upper bracket.
Well, this is the upper bracket. What do you mean? How's that silver lining? What do you mean? Oh, as in they get a second chance. Okay, I see.
This is absolutely...
It doesn't look like an upper bracket. This is so one-sided so far.
This is absolutely brutal. They're getting obliterated. Like you... Okay, so real talk.
What's the plan?
Do you have any item coming up that's going to change anything? DP almost has BKB. I think you have to wait for that one. You can't wait for the Bloodseeker BKB. He's level 9 minutes 17. He's not getting there. That's just the fact. DP has to carry this game together with a good brew split. And your supports need to land some big spells. So try to set up a freezing field somehow, use the DP farm to take a fight together with Brew ult, and that's it. So I think wait for the DP BKB, make a smoke move, and hope for the best. But you have to take initiative. You can't just let Gaimin Gladiators keep running away with this. Okay. And denying the creep. Celery not missing a beat here.
Directio. Going for that AC next. Bottom lane. Jinkyu, he better hope they don't find him here. On his own in the trees. But TP back. He's thinking about trying to set up. He's trying for the setup, but he immediately gets burst. They wanted to go for Quinn, but Quinn, he's fine. XXS had to split back underneath the tier 2. Hold on to the split at least for now.
Yeah. understandable that he wanted to take this initiative because they do have that BKB, and they will identify that there has to be a ward here, so good read there from Tianming, but nothing gonna come from it. Gaimin Gladiators just pull one on them again, and they still stick around in the neighborhood, so Celery will show.
XXS stepping up. Think about the split, but the Tornado does catch him. Ace jumps in with a burst. XXS managed to get the split off just in time.
He's upstraight and he's gonna... Okay, he got Cyclone.
They've got the chance to stop him at least. Celery's also got for the TP out. XM can't put a stop to that one. The Deafening Blast pushes back the three of them. Low's dead. Tianming trying to stand their ground and take out Ace. Ace finally falls. Takes a lot. Can Azure get more? Now look over towards Quinn. They've got the detection. Stun there from Jin-Q. They're locking Quinn down. The Spirit Vessel bringing him down low. They've finally been able to put an anti-evoker, but Duracho, he's looking for a bit of a cleanup on his own. He'll jump in over towards XXS. He'll take out Tianming. Tofu's got the control. Throwing back XM. XM pops the BKB. He'll go for the TP out himself, and with the BKB TP, he will live. A little bit of a punchback from Azure as they do manage to get Ace and Quinn, but it's still not the fight that they need, because ultimately Duracho's turning up, he's cleaning up, and he's well on the way towards this AC.
Took a sweet ass time to get there, but when he did, the payoff is immediate. Finds 2 kills and a tower immediately. Well, he didn't find the tower, he did lose the fight to 1 range creep. It is a tough battle, and there can only be one winner. And today, the range creep will best Duracho. Azure, however, not looking as good as that range creep, so... can't win them all. Duracho continue building up. AC now 1,000 gold away. We'll have that for the next fight. And it makes you wonder, with that fight that we just saw unfold where Azure actually connected a lot of their stuff and ended up barely scraping by a couple of kills and then losing the fight ultimately when Alk wasn't there. Imagine that fight with Alk there from the start. Like, what do you do? They did a lot of things right. They got the Rupture on the Timber. They can't CP with the Cyclone and dropped him down immediately, and they focused him the best that they could, and they just got there. Ace was actually close to surviving, at which point that would have been a complete travesty. Nonetheless, didn't even win the exchange. Some sort of silver lining somewhere, but the items are just so far away. XXS Radiance is 1,300 off. He needs to find that gold somewhere, ideally for the next fight. Gonna try to fight the Tormentor here. Wonder if their heroes are even strong enough. Looks like they are. Jin-Q is...
They better run.
They will do it. I mean, even that proves to be quite the challenge. But they will get a shard now for the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, well, so with the changes of that, right, is that effectively a nerf? Because before, right, it gave you sort of a percentage-based damage. You've lost the percentage-based, and it's been switched with this.
I guess right now, especially if he's hitting supports, it should feel better, right?
Yeah.
So the way it works is you deal 30 pure damage, and you heal that on every attack. Scale worse is better early. Don't know if that makes you want to buy it. I don't think so. He also didn't either. Got it for free. Speaking of getting stuff for free, somebody's gonna get a free second life. Who would you give this to? I don't know if you should put it on Alk, actually.
Probably Ace.
Is he ever?
No, but it's probably still Duracho, right?
You put on Alk? You do. Okay. This tells me that they're gonna go high ground with this.
Yeah, I mean,
like, he's just gonna frontline it.
Indeed, he's just gonna jump Concoction the high ground.
Yeah. And if nobody's showing for a Concoction target, he's just gonna start hitting the tower. And step by step get there. Oh. Force the BKB. That's good enough for now. That's going to open up mid to be a lot easier now for the Gladiators, because this is arguably the single most important item on the side of Azure is now unavailable for 80 seconds. That Prophet cannot go in with confidence without that. Duracho will make quick work of this together with some Forged Spirits. Of course, a pretty strong Alacrity too. We haven't even talked about that because it hasn't been much of a factor yet, but now that it's sieging time, Quinn can help out Duracho quite a bit, or himself, if he wishes. Be the choice for now. And with his pike, he's hitting the tower from outside of its attack range, so as long as he has vision, keep the push going.
Jin-Q got the shard online, so he's ready to mana drain. Quinn. They want to try and jump this Duracho. He's going to go in. Blinks forward, looks to straight away take down Jin-Q here with the help of Quinn. The silence out, but a quick force to the low ground. They'll keep the Aegis protected. Duracho, Chemical Rage is back up.
Yeah, all the damage amounts to nothing here. The heal.
He's going to be ready to jump again. He's straight in. He knows that XM's BKB still on cooldown. He's going to focus the Death Prophet first with the stun. Turns now over towards Tianming. A couple of hits and Tianming has to force back to base. He's just sort of creating space here, pushing them back. Celery coming in with the heals to make sure the Duracho can step back and get back on with the siege. They're onto the tier 3s, it's gone.
And the fight plan here for Azure is don't fight. They're waiting for the Bloodseeker BKB. That's going to cost them a lane. We'll see if this ends up paying off with a team fight win, but considering the...
Jingchu, he's in them. It doesn't matter though, gets caught by the stun of the Sunstrike. He's out, jump forward onto Tianming. They've got the Timber Chain and the Chakram. He's gone. Now buyback here on Jingchu. That's the first life taken out from Duracho. They can do it a second time. XM, the BKB, the Rupture. Duracho's going to go for the BKB TP out. They can't stop that. Duracho escapes. Celery, he'll get trapped in the trees and left behind. They'll drop the finger for him. Win.
Didn't even deal damage with it.
Should be fine as well. Hey, you got the stack though, right? You know?
I mean, yeah, you always get the stack if you cast it, but it's like, that was a frustration finger right there. That was not necessary, and he just wanted to use it. It feels like...
I mean, you know, when you buy back, you can't not do it. Got to get that stack. He's up to, what, 3 stacks now. And he's doing his best here with the draining to try and hold them back on the push, but as it was, they couldn't stop that bottom set of racks going down. They'd have to spend a buyback. Gaimin Gladiators, they can look to reset, wait for Celery to back up, and then go again. Still plenty of towers to take on the top lane. Still a tier 1 and a tier 2.
Radiance online, minute 24. This has got to be well behind average time. And I know he went for a Vessel, but that's also pretty common. Look at that. That is gruesome. I mean, it's the sample size, maybe not the biggest here, depending on how it's pulled, but I'll tell you anecdotally, this is not going to be 25. But it's progress for the side of Azure until he ends up being forced to split here potentially.
Now comes the split. They have got the Rupture. They've got a chance here maybe of taking Ace down. He'll stand his ground against the split for now. Tianming steps up. He's got the ult as well. The freezing field coming in. Ace falling low, forced aside, but low punts the BKB, chases him down. They finish off the kill. Storm on towards Celery. The BKB for low coming to an end. And Duracho punishes it perfectly. Jumps in with a concoction. They take out low. Tofu now with the stolen mana drain. Taking the mana out of the entirety of the team of Azure. Azure's got to run. XM's out of mana. Duracho's closing in on him. Another concoction throughout the BKB. It's there. He'll blink forward, looking to finish off the kill. XXS trying to hold it back, and it's enough to allow XM to get back to the low ground. The drain on drain here coming out from both sides. The Rubik versus the Lion. Who drains the best?
That's some Harry Potter shit. What's this?
Tofu getting mana for days here. And they're providing it as well. I think there's sort of 3 coming out from both sides. I think Tofu's having the most fun with this spell. You know, get the splits and such. Keep the drain.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Tier 2's gone. Gaimin Gladiators setting up for another high ground push. Azure, they have Exorcism. Split still 50 seconds until it's back.
When you see how these fights develop now, it's in a way, it's kind of similar to the previous game in the sense that you see the potential, right? You see how the fights go down, you see what Azure's lineup is meant to do, you see what the point is of everything. They're just falling too far behind in the first 15 minutes in both games. Like, imagine these types of team fights where the lead isn't 25k, but let's just say 10, you know? Like, give Gaimin Gladiators a lead, just not this much, and suddenly these fights will look competitive, but it's just the discrepancy is so enormous. Just like in game number 1, you saw glimmers of brilliance in their teamfight coordination and execution from Azure, but you know, Gaimin Gladiators don't let you play. That's the problem. Seems like the recipe against this team has to be, first of all, you need to give yourself the condition to even activate your lineup, and then we can talk about what the best heroes are. But it doesn't feel like this is only a drafting thing in these 2 games. Gaimin Gladiators just play it better. Their early rotations are so clean. The number of heroes they bring to the moves, the timings that they choose to go, the way they push out waves to enable those smokes is really what builds the advantage in both games. And both times around, it came from that massive collapse on the enemy safe lane. A bit reminiscent of TI5, as a matter of fact, where CDEC did that to other teams. Just that they didn't have a gate, but they were TPing their carry to the off lane in most of their games with aggressive, which kind of started a little bit of a meta shift in that tournament. Wonder if other teams are going to pick up on what Gladiators got cooking here, or if they just can't catch up to these guys have figured out.
Smoke time here from Azure. Splits up, the Exorcism's there, they've got everything ready to go. We have seen if they Do prioritize the target, get in with the rupture. They can pop their BKBs and commit for kill. Well, they can get more than just that one.
Gaimin.
He's going to get quite a nasty surprise here. Just falls to the side, but the impetuses will do it. Gaimin Gani has got a buyback.
This is a fast push with Alacrity and Solar Crest. AC.
There's the Rupture. They're going to try and full commit here over towards the Alchemist. Looking towards Dredge. Gets forced to side. The Rupture bringing him low. They're straight on top of him, but he turns. Puts the BKB. He's got the concoction ready to go. Beating it to low. Tips him out. Dredge still alive over the chemical range. Finally, he falls. They've killed the Alchemist. Can they get more? XM steps in, trying to run down Celery. The drain coming out from Xingqiu. He's going to jump on towards Tianming. They got the Hex on the way. He's out of mana pretty much. Xingqiu pretty much taking the entirety of Ace's mana. But 3 heroes are dead on Azure Ray. I don't think Gaimin Gladiators will care at all. They can keep this push going. The second rack's going down.
They're just draining the entire team, both of them, and tipping each other while draining. This is so bizarre. Look at this.
I mean, he got his mana, but he's got his life.
Oh, God.
As the mid-racks are gone.
So funny. It's definitely 2 lanes here. I'm sorry. I'm just getting carried away with just looking at mana drains. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, honestly, Azure, I love that they went for that play on the Alk. It was kind of close. If they have a little bit more damage in the tank and burst him, this could have been something, but he ends up using everything and fighting back for so damn long before they finally take him down. XM, this is a bit ambitious, to say the least. Straight up naive.
He's got a buyback.
Going in there. Yeah, no benefit, though.
We'll see if they go for one final fight.
Oh,
the drain's there. Drains. Completely out of mana. Save for XXS. Tofu stealing it all. As it's called. GG is called. Gaimin Gladiators will go straight to the grand finals here with one of their best series performances I've ever seen ever, especially to happen in an upper bracket finals. 2-0, and Sin, it was not even close. 33-11, 30 minutes in, 34k lead. They're looking on top of the world again here, Sin.
They did.